sweat and just kind of holding your hands while we're talking.
This season, it's about perseverance.
It's about closing an old chapter and starting a new one.
It's about redemption.
It's about taking it to the next level.
It's all about composure.
It's about trusting myself.
This season, it's about winning.
As an athlete, there's always stuff to prove. There's always stuff to prove to me. There's always stuff to prove to my fans.
I have to prove last year wasn't a fluke.
If I just made a huge switch in life, switch in career, I would love to win a big one. It's about the sacrifices I've made.
About the sacrifices I've made.
It's about the hours that I've put in.
It's about pursuing my passion.
It's about living my dreams.
It is about the love of the game.
It's about the rush of competing. Sometimes I can get caught up in all the numbers, the ratings, the titles, letting all the hard work and things just kind of really shine through and not let anything get in my way.
I've proven that I've been able to win on tour on some of the biggest stages. When I'm out there not performing like I should, sometimes your brain can be pretty mean to yourself.
And when you compete for a living, you really kind of are grasping at something that's pretty tough to get.
Sometimes you don't really want to fight and make yourself feel better, but that's just what you have to do.
I always have next weekend to shine. There's always a fresh slate.
I just want to be fully present and take in that moment and just be grateful with whatever's happening.
This year,
This year,
this year,
This year,
It's all about taking it to the next level.
It's all about the fans.
It's all about competition.
leaving it all out there.
This year is all about winning the big one.
Welcome back to live disc golf in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada for the Las Vegas Challenge presented by Innova. We're at the Wildhorse Golf Club. Philo, let's watch some disc golf.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, everybody. Disc golf in 2023 is on. The tour is back. Season opener here in Las Vegas as usual, and we have got some blistery conditions. It is not nice.
It's a bit of a Winnie the Pooh type of day out here.
Yeah. Started off nice this week. Monday was beautiful. Couldn't ask for better conditions, and then things just went sideways from there. It is chilly, very windy, gusts over 20 miles an hour. Yeah.
And Katrina talked to that morning round. It's really it's gusting up and down. It's not predictable.
It's holding at 20 sustained, and then it just kind of gusts out of nowhere, and you just never know when it's going to come and from which direction.
Thankfully, a little warmer than it was this morning. There's Cannon Bird.
Well, the sun's trying to peek out here and there, and it does feel a little better when the sun stays out.
He's coming for us, Philo.
Well, he's coming for everybody.
Yeah, he is.
Youngest ever U.S. DGC champion. Getting his season started here today.
That was the last name I'm going to get called first. By age. Yeah.
What's your play here, Philo?
It's a great shot, great way to start the tournament. The Millennium Course, I believe, is the tougher of the two tracks these competitors will play this weekend. There's a bit more teeth, and got to throw this nice flat hyzer out there, maybe a little baby turnover. They have moved the basket a little bit more to the right. Cannon Bird looks like he creeps just outside circle one. Good effort.
Going to the mid-range there off the tee.
That's incredible.
Nate Sexton. So Nate's also going something pretty slow here, Philo.
Must have a nice tailwind.
Yeah. It has been blowing that way.
A little too soft. Sit. Sit.
Heard Sexton's comments, didn't like that too much. Going to bail out Wade in circle 2 off to the left. Shy of pin high.
Double G. Garrett Girthy takes the tee of 1. He's looking up, Philo.
There is room out there on the right side. Nice spike hyzer. If you're one of the longer throwers, will work. Does kind of open up the angle a little better than taking it down the middle.
We got to have dinner with a long thrower last night, Philo.
We certainly did. Mr. Wiggins is in the house. He's not playing this week, but is out here to support this week at the tournament.
Did a nice clinic.
Yeah, we had a little fun with a few guys yesterday evening and showing them how to do some things.
Awesome. Awesome is this man, Paul Macbeth.
We know this man always has something to prove, and going to the little baby flex, I like this play.
Oh my.
Beautifully done from the 6th-time Macbeth right outside bullseye.
We got a spicy start to the day from Mr. Paul Macbeth. Huge thanks to those halal guys sponsoring the spicy shot of the day.
Perfect.
Welcome to the booth in Las Vegas. I am Ian Anderson. Spice up your life with Philo Brathwaite.
Oh, come on now. I'm not that spicy.
Good times, man. What are you looking forward to most today, Philo?
Oh, I just want to see how these guys handle these conditions today. This track is tough enough as it is, and then you add the weather on top of it, and everybody's bundled up trying to stay warm, trying to get off to a hot start, first round of a new season. You know, I'm really excited to see. I'm not surprised to see some of these names maybe you're not very accustomed to seeing, at the top of the leaderboard, but we'll see how these, top-tier competitors can handle it today.
Vegas has a way of doing that. With the weather, it's the start to the year. You get some new names bubbling up. It's kind of fun.
For sure, and then also it's, the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
You'll definitely be figuring out who stayed sharp over the off-season and who's trying to get in form this week. And I know it's early, but these points really mean a lot this year, the way things are structured.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get off to a solid start this year. You don't want to be slow out the gates.
Nate Sexton on your screen, his second shot on 1.
Really nice effort from Sexton from range. Catches top band. Does settle nicely. Tap in putt coming up.
Old touring partners there.
Stole the words right out of my mouth.
We hang out too much. Girthy.
Wants nothing to do with that headwind putt. You can see that flag right back at him. Gannon Burr from about 37 feet.
One of the world's best with a putter in his hand. Kind of funny. We thought he'd have his breakout at the beginning of the year. He almost won Vegas, right, with the playoff. And
He did. That was really exciting last year. That back and forth battle between Drew Gibson and Gannon Burr in the overtime was really fun to watch.
Oh, smart golf from Burr early? Or was
Yeah,
that just
he just could. I don't think he really got the feel for that putt.
The
He was
headwind.
sitting there trying to figure it out, and he knows the time is ticking. Doesn't want to stand there too long, and kind of seeing the nature of the beast out here with the wind.
Macbeth for a stroke on the card.
Yeah, even these little 5 or 6 meter putts get tricky in the headwind, and Macbeth unable to keep it under the wind. Disc rises, snaps a band, and opening hole par after a fantastic drive.
Every foot's so important on these putts in the wind.
Yeah, honestly, the spin putters are going to have a little bit of an advantage today than the kind of shovey spin putters, pendulum putters like myself and a lot of the field.
Girthy right there in that club. One of the Luke Humphreys, he's having a solid day so far. Here he is on the tee of 7.
Humphreys has had some solid success out here in Vegas over the years.
The flashy flasher.
Got a little.
I'll take that though. Let's go.
Flashing chains. Should set him up for another birdie. There are your scores. And on the ground, we have our man, Terry Miller. He is with PDGA's Grant Zellner. Send it on down to Terry.
And good afternoon, everyone. Terry Miller checking in with the PDGA's own Grant Zellner, as you guys said. New year, touring, playing. We're kicking things off. A little bit questionable on the weather here, but some other new exciting things we're seeing take place. Brand new logo. Brand awareness, everything. Tell us about it, Grant.
Yeah, it's been a labor of love for a lot of us at the PDGA bringing this up. The old logo served us well for a quarter century. That poor guy had to hold that follow through for a long, long time, and we're excited about the symbolism. We're excited about the other branded elements that you're going to see rolling out over the course of the next few weeks and months. We're excited about new merchandise that you can buy and you can wear, and we hope you're going to want to wear it because it looks good. You don't have to just be loyal to the PDGA. You can, want to dress snappy every day and put something on that looks good. And so we're out here with those merchandise items, and they're going to be on the PDGA store very, very soon.
Well, and then also, if you're going to go play in a PDGA tournament, there's plenty of those that are available these days as well. Tell us about some of the numbers we're seeing early in 2023.
Right on. We're very excited being here at the sort of the kickoff of the 2023 pro season, but don't forget about all those A, B, and C tiers, all those local leagues. All of those kinds of things are beginning to really ramp up. In fact, we hit 3,000 sanctioned events just about a week ago, and that's the fastest we've ever gotten there. It's not even the end of February yet, so discs are in the air, and we're excited about it.
All right, well, that's Grant Zellner. The PDGA continues to help us push the sport forward. So excited to be a member. I'm going on almost 30 years of being a member myself, so it's really cool to see the old logo and now also see us transition into the new one. We're also excited because we're going to have our final feature card teeing off in just a few moments. Again, Terry Miller checking in from the grounds in Las Vegas.
Love that. Thank you, Terry and Grant. Watch Macbeth's tee on 2. They are making their way down the fairway, and while they do, a quick break on the network. Back in just a few.
So I'm here with the big guy. We call him the big guy. You guys know him as Dave Dunapace, but you see us on social media. We're always out having a good time. Well, we're out here on Course Infinite for the Las Vegas Challenge. We're gonna follow Dave for the practice round, and we're gonna talk about Innova's 40th anniversary. We're gonna talk about the 25th anniversary of the USDGC, and have a good time.
I'll be cussing and swearing, so ignore that.
Yeah, and we'll just get to the good stuff you guys need to see.
This looks perfect. Off the basket. Now it's rolling. It's headed for the OB. This needs to sit. Oh my goodness. It's safe. Right on the line. She's going to have about a 30-foot putt for the win. Okay, here we go. The putt is up. Boom, it's in. Strong side with authority. What an incredible moment. Yes.
I think this golfing can improve our community in many ways. It brings people together.
That maybe some of these kids who feel a little bit lost could find something like disc golf, find friends, find people to come together and play the sport.
Encouraging people to work together, kids to know one another, love one another.
A way for these kids to have a really fun thing to do together.
I think that's what we need in the world, love one another and do life together.
What people are going to notice when they pick up the Supreme Series is superior grip, superior durability.
The inspiration of creating a new disc line for Dynamic Disc was to actually step up the quality even more.
Our friends over at Latitude 64 have to have special molds made. And this Supreme line of plastic is truly a premium plastic. It's a premium disc, and you will know it when you touch it and when you throw it, that it's as good as it gets.
While I do have a lot of different versions of the Thrasher in my bag, the main go-tos are those Thrashers that I got when I first joined the team. And that just tells you how consistent those stock runs are.
The J is our latest mid-range disc. Okay, where the Mako 3 has got a little bit of instability and the Rock's got a little bit more overstability, the J's right between, and you can throw it backhand, you can throw it sidearm, it's good in the wind.
Welcome back to the action at Wildhorse. Looking at 2's green. They really tightened up the OB on 2 this year, Philo.
They've made some tweaks and changes, little tiny, I wouldn't say tiny, but there are some significant adjustments they made. I think they made the course a little more difficult this year. They've tightened up some ropes, they've brought in some fairways. Yeah, they've made things a little tighter in some areas out here. You know, trying to make things a little more challenging and not give these long throwers just forever of space to crush the disc out there without penalty.
Macbeth into the green on 2. Drops off pretty decent.
Not bad. It's right around circle's edge, I believe.
Yeah, he checked that before it got real steep.
Yeah, did push it hair long. Gets fast on these greens, man. Everything's so dry out here. You got to take note of that.
It's a real tough stick. Let's see where Garrett goes.
That'll work.
Mm-hmm. A little sawed, but a better miss than Macbeth. Our feature card is ready. Let's fly into 1.
Well, there you can see those feather banners there, blowing, tailing, kind of crossing wind. Going to accelerate the disc for all these righty backhand throws. It's a pretty tough shot if you're a lefty player to kind of come out that really skinny shoot, kind of bleeding something out from the center back to the left.
There's Eagle McMahon. Snagged an A-tier win a couple weeks ago at the Challenge at Goat Hill.
Yes, he did.
And Eagle has won this event every other year?
Seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's pretty good on these ball golf courses.
Oh, every other year that he's played it. There you go.
This is your final feature card. Throwing.
Thanks to our friends at Stat Mando.
He takes it down this year. He's continuing that trend.
Yep.
Our defending champion, Drew Gibson, won in dramatic fashion last year in a 6-hole playoff against young Gannon Burr.
God, that was so exciting.
Let's see if he can put the pieces back together again. He says he really likes playing out here in Vegas. If you were watching the press conference last night, excited to be back.
Ooh.
Out the gate a little early, catching that first pine and well short. Safe, but lengthy layup.
Yeah, not optimal.
Calvin going mid-range off the tee.
Yeah.
Nice, clean, straight hyzer. Let's see if it gets a fade. It's kind of leaking out to the right. Right about, but somewhere out in circle 2, probably 55 feet.
Yeah.
Eagle, McMahon.
That looks like a putter for Eagle. Finding ground a little early. in circle 2, it looks like, if that.
Hole 1's playing stingy today, man. And obviously first, hole of the round, first hole of a new season for a lot of guys. And only 18% of the field's been able to figure it out.
And Simon Lizotte throwing MVP this year.
How about them apples?
Wow.
Thought you'd never hear the name in Simon Lizotte.
His first sanctioned throw, here it is.
That's looking pretty good.
It
It's a
is.
little ground play, skip. There we go. Right up around circle 1's edge.
Should be a tailwind putt, too.
Should be a tailwind putt. That's a good place to miss.
Yeah. On 2, Macbeth. You saw the approach. Here's the putt for birdie.
It looked a little worse from the other camera angle. Paul Macbeth able to right the ship after missing that putt probably half that distance on the first hole.
Oh, that's true. Humphreys. I believe this is hole 8. Ooh.
Luke Humphreys using the ground play perfectly. That should be right on the bullseye.
Yeah, Luke had a bit of a breakout here last year. He had some great early season results.
It's a good place to do it.
Girthy.
Yeah. Nice stick there for double G for birdie.
Back to 1 for the Gibson approach.
The wind got behind that one, and it's going to push him out into the middle of circle 1 off to the left for Drew Gibson. Not an ideal start as a returning champion, but we'll see if he can settle down and get going on hole 2.
Sneaks out here for the par. Got high hopes for him. McMahon. His long birdie bid.
Bit lofty on that attempt from Eagle.
Yeah.
Was anticipating some tailwind drop, but I think he gave it a little too much nose up, and wind kind of got under the lip.
That was how close Luke Humphreys was. Wow.
Atta baby, Luke. It looked pretty perfect.
And he just told you how to do it. Simon. For birdie on 1.
This is definitely going to be the difference maker stat, I believe, today. Are these circle 2 putts, especially out here on the Millennium Course. It's a bit more challenging to score out here on the Millennium Course, especially with the wind blowing.
You find yourself with more circle 2 looks than.
I believe we're going to see more of that. I think the Innova course is a bit more attackable. Things are a bit more straightforward. There's not quite as much of the trees you have to worry about. There's a few places, but not as many as there are out here on the Millennium side.
Heimberg with his birdie try.
Just did dive right at the basket. Online the whole way, but not enough air to get into the chains. Drew Gibson will have the longest putt here for par, somewhere around 6 paces.
Looks like almost directly into that headwind. Ooh, a
Kind
little
of a
across
heading
too.
crossing wind, yeah.
Ugh.
This is where having one of those kind of turnover putts really comes into play. It's really hard to judge that hyzer putt into these conditions, in this type of a wind situation. And he kind of went for it. You could see him really trying to flatten that disc out. Hard to trust the air when the wind's blowing around.
McMahon for the 3.
Eagle.
Oh, my. Sneaks it.
He certainly did. Slide that one just in over the rim. Nice par save, and should be pretty routine for the rest of the guys here. Simon for his par.
And Calvin will drop in that par. Burr.
If there were a gotta-get birdie out here, you gotta get this one. This one's pretty straightforward. They did bring the OB in a little bit on both sides, but it's still the same shot.
It's a backhand hyzer, and it's all within distance for this whole field. Here is your course close-up, powered by our friends at UDisc, the Wildhorse Golf Club. 3 disc golf courses out here.
Yeah, man. 2016, first year this thing came on the scene. Came out here, took it down. Felt nice to get an early season win like a lot of these competitors are trying to do. It's a great track. It's a great facility. There's a lot of undulations and awesome parts of this course and this facility that the disc golf course, you know, disc golfers get to utilize. It's so much fun. This dormant Bermuda grass, man, it makes it so much fun to play on, because if it were thick and sticky, it's really tough to get that ground play and those skips and stuff. But when it's like this, it's a lot of fun to play on.
And it's a great place to come watch disc golf. You can see so much disc golf. You know, it's more wide open. Some of the wooded courses. There's tons of great food, vendors.
Tons of space for the spectators to watch.
Yeah. Macbeth, another miss early.
Ooh. Yeah, he could be 3 for 3 right now.
He'd like to be, yeah. Burr for his birdie.
That was nasty, man. Did you see that?
Ugh, just brutal, man.
It's too strong.
Sometimes it'll happen. Will it hit the pole, go vertical, and the wind will blow it out or something? Ugh. You just hate to see it, though.
Either way, that was hard to watch.
Yeah, that's a Heimberg drive on 2, and he is in position. McMahon next. That pink one you'll see him throwing today is a cloud breaker. You gonna get to the pin here, Philo?
Oh, Eagle's one of those guys who could really do something like that. He's up on the shelf. He's probably 35 feet, 40 feet, putting for Eagle.
Wow. Terry, what do you think of that drive from Eagle? What's he looking at for his second shot?
Guys, I'm standing at the 500-foot marker, and Eagle was screaming past that, as you said, up onto the shelf. Everyone else is back around the 500-foot marker, and Eagle is way past them.
Was timed. Safe by the skin of his teeth.
Ooh. That new OB, he was testing it over there.
He certainly was.
Sexton with a birdie look.
Man, this is a scary putt, man. Being up above the basket, it's just sloping away the whole time. Not a problem for Mr. Sexton. First birdie of the day, first birdie of a new season.
Put him on the board.
Let's go.
Gibson, tee of 2.
Mr. Gibson going to a little outside in flex, keeping it pretty straight, right up there in the sweet spot.
Becca Duffy of the PDGA back there. Kevin Jones, your early leader.
Yeah, he and Luke Humphreys, those two guys are as thick as thieves they are, aren't they?
They are,
a
that's
little
right.
Shawshank Redemption line for you. Those two guys are always hanging out together, road buddies for the last 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years at least. And up on top your leaderboard, bunch of notable names not too far behind him.
Connor Rock, we just filmed at Goat Hill as well.
Yes, we did. That man's got some game. If
Yeah.
you haven't seen that guy, go check out the coverage from Central Coast. That guy's game was solid.
The shot shapes were amazing.
Fantastic. He's got a well-rounded game and a lot of potential.
That is Simon walking to his almost out of bounds lie.
I have a feeling that's going to be kind of a theme this year, Ian. You know, we're going to be seeing a lot of names that you're maybe not super familiar with popping up on these leaderboards. There's a lot of talent coming out of the woodworks. They're just everywhere.
Gibson looks pinched.
Oh, I thought he was a little better off than that, but got tied up, tangled up behind one of those last trees. I have to get creative.
Looks like Heimberg will go first. Terry, did you get a look at that Drew lie? Does he have anything?
Yeah, it doesn't look very good, and Heimberg's less than 30 feet from him with a much more open look than what Gibson has.
Oh man, we just saw Heimberg roll down the hill on the far side.
It looked pretty good until it hit the ground.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden things went the wrong direction for Heimberg. He's going to have a challenging putt. Drew Gibson trying to figure something out. Might have to go to a little sidearm flick up and around and
he just
try to ride the wind.
Centered this thing up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Forehand roller up the hill? Oh, looks too far.
If he had a sidearm, it probably wouldn't be a bad time to try to utilize that. Just
little flexi.
Straight around the left side there. Tough shot for Drew Gibson. Let's see what he can manufacture.
Oh.
Sound like he's on the green.
It looks. Terry, what do you got for that Drew disc? Looked decent.
Yeah, it got hung up a little bit, so he's still going to be short. Probably where Eagle actually landed.
How about that? Burr.
This hole is playing stingy as well. Very protected green. A very, very steep drop off behind this basket. If you get, any further back than where Gannon Burgess landed, it gets pretty scary.
The basket's on kind of a false plateau.
Right?
Yeah.
I literally parked it.
Humphreys on 9.
I parked it. I believe I
Yeah,
parked
9 is a very dangerous hole. Yep. You don't really have to get super aggressive out there. I don't think anybody's figured it out on hole 9 today. I think it's been pars all around.
Eagle putting for Eagle. Good guess on the distance, Philo.
Eagle.
Huge make.
Uh-oh. If he starts doing that stuff early, this field's in trouble.
Have we ever seen a putt for 2 on this one?
I think we have. I've seen a few guys get up in the neighborhood. I think last year we saw Calvin and guys like Thomas Gilbert were blasting them away at the fairway.
You're right.
Yeah, they can get there, especially with the ground play and things being so hard and dry. They can really get a nice skip up into that spot right there where Eagle was and make something like that happen.
Incredible.
That was.
Heimberg coming up the hill.
It does run away pretty quickly on the other side, so he's got to be careful on the pace of this putt. Smart miss.
Yeah.
It's hard to be aggressive when you're putting on top of a knoll and nothing but death on the other side.
Simon laid up for birdie. Just a quick jump putt layup there from Simon. There is Gibson with his par. And we're going to roll back a Zuka replay of this Eagle.
Down on a knee under a tree, backed up on one of these pines, and Eagle McMahon finesses some magic into the chains.
Come on.
Perfect on the pole.
It was so good.
Some of the best putting touch you'll see on tour, hands down.
He has the right putt for every situation. And he goes to it.
He has the right ideas.
Yeah.
He may not pull it off every time, but he attacks the putt with the right idea. He knows what he's doing out there. That's why the man's where he's at. Eagle McMahon, first eagle out on the track.
Burr for birdie on hole 4.
Woof.
That is in, huh?
That did drop for him. That hit the bottom of the band and just shot straight down the chains into the cylinder.
The course owed him one, though, right?
I guess so.
Humphreys on 9, his second.
That's about all you can do on hole 9. It's so hard to get onto that green. Looks like a little earlobe off to the right. All kinds of hazard or OB to contend with.
We're at 0 birdies on hole 9. Oh, McMahon, count it.
There you go, 3 for 3. The start Macbeth was looking for.
Yeah.
Eagle did it a different way.
Was that?
This is a gotta get. This is a standard hyzer for everybody.
A little sawed from Simon, and it's well back. Yeah, he doesn't like it.
Not the best effort for Simon. See if he can right the ship here. There's some birdie holes to get here in the next few.
Heimberg.
Giving this plenty of respect out to the right side. Going to try to late drag this in there. That'll work for Calvin Heimberg.
And now Gibson last to tee.
Drew Gibson desperately needs to get this one tight. Having a bit of a rocky start. Don't want to give these guys too much hope early as a defending champion.
Also early. Also hanging out with Simon down there.
Yes, he is. Going to have that wind blown back at him again. Going to make things interesting.
Let's go back in time to Drew Gibson taking this down from last year. What a watch this was.
Seemed like he had a really, really nice putting stroke last year.
Did, man.
You know, I was listening to him in the press conference, and he said he was in a really nice rhythm coming into Vegas, which is what you would like to have. You don't want to come into Vegas trying to find a rhythm. You want to keep those mechanics sharp throughout the off season, come back ready to go. And you know, he was in top form. Everything felt good and working right for him. And you know, he felt like around the summer months he kind of was getting burned out, like he'd just been playing too much disc golf, you know. And
and this right here, the band.
The difference maker right there. Gannon Burr, opportunity to keep it alive, and the winning putt for Mr. Drew Gibson.
Almost won an Elite Series at 16 years old.
This is true.
Got a major at 17 instead.
No doubt.
Not too shabby.
Not bad at all, but there he was, Drew Gibson taking it down, collecting some hardware and some handshakes.
And Simon quickly laid up again here. That is Simon disc golf, though. When he knows what he wants to do, he just does it. See if Gibson gets aggressive. He should be about the same position. There he is, headed into the. Is that a willow? What is that, Philo?
I believe that is. Might even be a pepper tree.
Huh.
I think that's a pepper.
And Gibson also laying up. Over to Sexton on 4 with a birdie look.
That's a nice place to be putting for birdie.
That's the result you want as well.
Yes, sir. Back-to-back birdies for Mr. Sexton.
He plays well out here,
yes,
actually.
He does.
Yeah.
He's done some work out here in the past.
Yeah.
Past champion himself, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he and I did commentary for that year that he won, actually.
Excellent.
Yeah. We planned it ahead of time that we would do commentary and that he would win, you know.
Smart play.
Yeah, right. Heimberg with a nice make. McMahon, a drop in birdie. 3 under through 3. McMahon off to a hot start.
Yeah, I think he threw the foil off of this disc, man. That thing was moving.
Yeah, it was.
Probably in the 75-mile-an-hour range. Got that thing up in the air in this tailwind. Got it up on the shelf. Down on a knee, under a tree. Nothing but net.
What the heck? Damn.
He's surprised even himself.
Apparently so. Just dropping dimes on the golf course now. Nice hide and wide spiking hyzer. And can't ask for a better result than that. Don't bump your head.
Oh my goodness. See if he can keep it rolling as they head to 4.
This is a good one to get. We haven't seen an Eagle McMahon sidearm at all for a while.
It's been a minute.
He's doing this all backhand, and really that circle 2 putter is really what's been doing damage for the field. You know, it's we saw what he did at Goat Hill a couple of weeks ago, and that was a difference maker. Every time those guys thought they had a window of hope, he slammed it closed with a 50-60 footer right in their face.
They really were at just great times, weren't they? He's got that gene.
He does. A little tuggy from this one. This is going well right.
Terry, do you have eyes on the McMahon disc?
Yeah, as Philo just said, it is off to the right, but it ends up stopping, and we'll see how aggressive he wants to be on the putt, but he's in bounds.
All right. Heimberg.
Gets that to fade in there. Got a green flag. Uphill putt for Calvin Heimberg.
Green light there. Lizotte. Looked like the right shot.
Well, the gallery seems to approve.
And now Gibson.
Taking a little high, stalling, overstable play. It's going to come in a little bit left, I believe, but should be a uphill putt. Kind of pin high. Oof,
Oh,
that's
that
a
tree.
challenging one. Yeah, that's more of a layup there. It's hard to run that putt. It drops off very steep on the backside of that line.
Humphreys did pick up the par on 9. Here he is on the tee of 10.
This is a dangerous tee shot here on hole 10. It really depends on how that wind's blowing. You're going to see a lot of that out here on hole 10. Short and left.
Did they move the tee on this one?
They did move the tee. And
Yeah.
it used to be where basket 9 is, and you kind of shoot over the pond. Now they've got that into a green, and
Gannon Burr.
this is a tough, tough get right here.
He's got a chance. Ooh.
I think that shot's only had one birdie today. I think it was Cameron Messerschmidt. I believe so.
Brock Shepard. Oh no, Brock! Hope you're okay. At least the shot was decent. I've actually filmed Brock Shepard before. I know that guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
he's a good dude.
Make that 4 people who've now made a birdie on hole number 5 out here on the Millennium Course. Cameron Messerschmidt, Anthony Barella, Tyler Wozniak, and Wozniak, excuse me,
And
now
Gannon Burr.
Gannon Burr.
All right.
It's a tough get, man.
Here is where Terry mentioned Eagle got to for his birdie look, and he does have an aggression decision to make. And
Yeah, that's the right play.
Yep.
3 for 3. There's no reason to give one back. Running a super dangerous putt like that. Too early. Kevin Jones still atop your leaderboard through 16 holes. Just a couple more to get it to the house. Trying to stretch that lead over the rest of the field. Some notable names up there in your top 10.
Brody Smith with a clean 4 down today.
It's good shooting out here on an opening round. Millennium Course. This is a tough track. You're going to see the scores. Even if the wind is similar on another round on the Innova course, it's just a bit softer. You know,
I agree. Yeah.
It's a bit softer. You can attack a little bit more. There's a little bit more room for error out here. Not so much on the Millennium side.
Heimberg coming back up the hill for 2.
Ooh, that was a good bid for Calvin. Good pace.
And Drew did lay up, so he'll be dropping in for par. Smart play there from Gibson.
Let's see what Mr. Lizotte has left. Go take a look and feel it out.
For a stroke on the card. And within 1 of Eagle goes Simon. Triple G, the 3 down today. Greg Barsby.
All right.
Yeah. He's hanging out with James Proctor, a couple of NorCal guys.
Yes, sir.
There's the Drew par drop in.
Disappointing start for Drew. He's got to turn it up.
Still one over, yeah?
Still one over. Gannon Burr.
This is Burr.
This is such a fun hole to play. Gannon has over-cranked this one, headed towards the property line. There is not much to work with over there, Ian.
Ooh, it's
safe, but there's not much to work with.
Tough footing, tough angle into the green.
Good thing for him, he throws far.
Yeah, girthy.
That's more the appropriate line there. You just kind of want to ride that. You would think that would be out of bounds, but it's not. It's all safe and prime position there for Double G. Nice shot. See the guys walking up to the tee of hole 5.
Playing .4 over par today.
And they have moved that tee pad into the corner as well. So this used to be a wide open tee shot. Now they've got a couple of trees there in your face to contend with. 470 feet of them, and you got a big ball golf green you got to clear. So you're looking at somewhere in the 485, 490 foot speed to get up to this green. And it's slightly uphill.
Yep. With a big drop off on the far side.
The good news is the wind is in their favor. It's to their back and blowing across from their right to left, so it should help push the disc a little bit if they should miss the angle by a smidge. But man, if you don't got the D, you're just chucking this thing just shy of that ball golf green, chip it up and down, get your par, get out of here.
A large portion of the field, that should be their play.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of bail out a little left, but there's some room out to the left. Surprised they didn't kind of pinch that off and make you only go in front of the green, but you could kind of flare out off to the left and take the little uphill pitch up to the green. It's probably smarter to stay just in front of it and see everything. Use the green as the ground play and slide it on home. But all these guys have the arm to get there, so let's see what they do.
Yeah. Lazat with the tee.
Not a bad place to miss for Simon.
Stays off the green.
Yes, he does, about 38 feet.
Ooh, what does he do with that putt, though, Philo?
He could take a soft bit at it. He's got to draw a medal, though. You don't want to airmail that one. Things run away quite steep on the backside.
McMahon.
That's heading towards the
Did it
property
catch a
line.
Tree?
We're hoping so. If not, he's going to be out of bounds.
Terry, talk to us about that McMahon disc.
Guys, I'm actually watching the spotter run over there, and he seems quite perplexed as well. So I'm uncertain as to how it finished out over here. And the spotter's not helping me either.
Fair enough,
Disappeared,
Terry.
man.
It did disappear. I think it might be in a tree. But
let's hope so.
Either a tree or it kicked over the fence. Let's hope for a tree. Heimberg.
Door ajar for Vinny to
This
get some
looks
strokes
nice.
on folks here. Get a nice edge. That should be too far.
There is OB down there.
I think he's all right.
I think he's safe too, yeah.
Too much Hulk smash for Vinny.
Guys, that actually went deep.
Calvin problems.
That is deep and out of bounds for Vinny.
Oh, we just got word from Terry. Vinny is out of bounds down there.
Wow. Must have caught a really bad roll. Looked like
Ouch.
it didn't go that bad, but
Gibson. Just smashing that thing.
nice attack angle,
Needs
but
to
starting
hold.
to fade out. If it hits the brakes, he should be okay. They're watching
There's
it
the
closely.
green
flag.
flag.
There we go.
Is that as close as it looked, Terry?
Yeah, he is literally straddling the OB line. 50% of his disc is in, 50% is out. He's straddling the OB line.
That was as close as it looked. Thank you, Terry. There's a nice approach.
There you go. Inside circle one.
Here's Gannon Burr.
This would be an amazing birdie if he could pull something off. There's some room to work with, but it's a long carry. An awkward shape as well.
Yeah, like a good tee shot's usually 350 to the green or so.
For the normal humans, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
These guys, I can mash it a long way. They could have a 200-foot into the green if
You're
they
right.
get a hold of it.
Yep. Girthy.
Nice little fairway play here for Double G. Keep it on the right side and runs it a hair long. A little more than you'd like on this putt. You want to bounce that thing right into the face of that hill and die, and a little too much speed for Double G. Challenging putt coming up.
Looking for the McMahon disc.
And we're hoping that the tree gobbled that up and that didn't get
Yeah, he's
kicked
looking
over
at the tree.
fence.
Looks like he found it in the tree.
There we go. No harm, no foul for
Oh,
Eagle.
that's a bonus.
It is a bonus.
That thing had everything in it to get out of bounds.
It was going the wrong direction for sure. He got over on that plastic. And
Throw? Did you throw? You want me to go? Yeah.
The ever-present disc golf question. Who's out?
Who's on foist?
Looks like Gibson on first this time. And there is his straddling disc.
Yeah, they really did some numbers out here on some of these OB lines, man. There used to be a bit more forgiveness out here at the Wildhorse. And
I kind of like it, though, Philo.
I do, man.
You know?
There's so much space out here. You got to be able to keep the
Yeah.
thing, where you want it.
Bad shots should be punished.
They should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys, that have the opportunity to make a birdie on this hole should get punished if they get a little wild.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the field has no chance of birdieing it. The majority of the field has no chance of birdieing it.
Mm-hmm. McMahon smartly laying out for 3. There's that cloud breaker. Oh, he went PD on that one.
Calvin Heimberg take his mark.
A long look at par.
It would seem like from where his disc kind of entered into the backside of the screen, he might have had a chance to stay safe. He must have caught like a reverse roll or something.
Yeah, picked up speed going downhill, straightened it out.
Something weird happened on the backside of that. Calvin Heimberg, ooh, great effort. Just doesn't go home.
Simon making a decision here.
Scary putt, man. Well, that's what I expected to see out of Simon. A lofty, very well-paced putt. Missed short, if anything. After he made up his mind, he just kind of went, man. You like to see that,
yeah. That was the sounds of Heimberg dropping in bogey, followed by McMahon, Lizotte, and Gibson pars. And Drew, ever the gentleman, taking the spotters. Burr. He got pin high left base for that second shot, huh?
So,
yeah. Wow.
Double G for birdie. Unable to connect.
And now looking at a Sexton birdie putt.
Oh, doesn't touch a thing. Equal distance comebacker.
The old Sisyphus.
At least he's on the appropriate side of the wind now. See if he can clean this one up and stop the hemorrhaging on the putting green. Oh, and there goes the wind. It was kind of calm for a second, then the gust and the flag starts getting stiffer and straighter. Definitely don't like to see that.
The birdogey there for Sexton. So he will drop in that.
Putting definitely gets tricky when you're putting on these moguls and wind's blowing 20 miles an hour and shifty and coming and going. You don't want to have to putt on a track like this,
Especially on a day like today. Burr. That's a par make from Gannon. 2 down through 6. Not bad, but not great either. Kicking it.
Yep, hanging.
Yeah.
Simon Lizotte letting one fly in the sky. Nice play there for Simon. I really feel like this is one of those courses where you just just try not to do too much. Just get yourself in position, give yourself the angles that you like to throw. You don't have to be a hero on every shot, Like this course will really eat you up if you try to do too much.
McMahon.
I like the shape of this, Ian.
It is going places. It found edge, too.
Wow, big drive from Eagle McMahon, way up the fairway in the 550 range. You can see the basket wide open. Should be a putter approach for Eagle from that range.
Gibson.
Gibson definitely wants to try to match that effort from Eagle. Follow those vapor trails, follow that line. Get a birdie and get going.
The arm speed on this card is a little wild, Philo.
Yeah, they're all the 70-mile-an-hour plus throwers. Which means you're going to see a lot of 500-foot plus drives. Solid play there for Drew. Needs one.
Off the tee clean. Should turn into a birdie. Macbeth. Hole 7.
One of the shorter holes out here on the track, just 315 feet. Got to make good. Macbeth does in the bullseye.
180. Heimberg. Ooh.
Caught something on the way out. Then he's going to have some extra work to do.
Here are your scores, and we will take a quick break on the Disc Golf Network. Back to the action in Vegas in just a few.
A lot of people say that Ed was the father of disc golf. Well, that's true. He did invent the basket. But Ed did another wonderful thing, probably his major accomplishment, was being the first person to realize that we had a sport on our hands, not just a toy.
In 1976, Steady Ed Hedrick founded the Professional Disc Golf Association with a dream of turning a fine plastic toy into a global sport. Since then, the PDGA, members, players, event directors, and volunteers have worked to realize that dream. From the very first baskets to courses around the world. And yet, it's only the beginning. We're looking to the horizon with even bigger dreams for tomorrow.
What do you like about LVC?
I like the courses. Extremely little fluky stuff. And other than today, the wind is going to come up and make this very, very challenging just to land your driver where you want to land your driver. And then your approach shot, you should be able to handle in the wind, but then the putt. Good luck.
Go long.
Whoa.
Hey, over here.
Hello, we're Kenna. We're a Dutch growing company. We love plants and we want to tell you some cool things about them. Just like humans, plants can communicate. They can sense when another plant is close. Plants look out for each other too. They warn neighbors about nearby threats by secreting substances. And studies have shown that plants love a good tune. We love and understand plants. Let our passion excite you too.
Unbelievable. Did you see that?
My man's getting worked.
Oh.
That's 2.
That one looked really good too.
It was low.
It was low.
Yeah, that was strange, man. Maybe he's just got too much heat.
Ugh. Gibson.
The young testosterone on the putters.
Let's see if Drew can get on the board, and that should do it. And Terry Miller conservatively put this drive at 650, Philo.
Yeah, he's almost pin high. That's incredible. There we go, a little putter touchy up shot, bounce it into the hill. There you go. That's how you get a birdie. Eagle McMahon makes short work here at 6.
Vino Mekala popping up here in our top 10. Solid Euro.
Got to watch out for these fins, man. There's some gamers.
Macbeth for his second straight birdie. Speaking of awesome Euros, shout out to Seppa Payu, who's at home watching the Disc Golf Network.
What up, Sep? Miss you out here, brother.
Honored.
Talk about a guy who can throw the foil off some plastic, man. That guy smashes the disc. Just an all-around pleasure to be around a guy like Seppa Payu.
Hey, man. Yeah.
All smiles all the time.
Simon.
There we go. Spins one home. Wasn't too thrilled with that approach into the green. You could see him kind of looking a bit dejected, but able to salvage the hole, making a solid putt. Calvin Heimberg lining up next. Similar distance. Ooh. That didn't look right.
No.
It didn't look like Calvin's normal flow right there.
Well, let's see if Drew can get on the board instead.
Drew's got to find a way to slide this one in there. Get things back to level par. See if he can get the wheels rolling. It's a very slow start for Drew. There we go.
Nice confident make from Gibson.
Absolutely. I was just thinking the same thing, man. He got that into the basket with some authority and like he wanted it to go home.
Putting through the chains.
Yes, sir. That's the way to do it, especially inside circle 1.
Is that your mind?
From that range, yeah, that's the mentality, is you're not putting to the basket, but through the basket, but not so hard that you're getting the Gannon Burr reactions, right? That pace is very important.
McMahon. Let's go 4 through 6.
Just like Eagle does. It's a very consistent, repetitive pace. The only time he changes up the speed is when there's something scary behind him, or, there's something on the green that's got to make him slow the putt down. Then he's going to make the adjustment, and he's really good with the angle control. That's why he's one of the best putters in the world.
And huge thanks to our Flight Factory Eye in the Sky, giving us these great shots all day long.
Our eye in the sky. I like it.
Let's go watch some Macbeth disc golf. He's on hole 8. He's heating up. Can he keep it
We
rolling?
saw what Luke Humphreys did to this hole. Let's see if Macbeth can do something similar. That's the shot. Play it out there to the back third of the green. Get the ground play. That's looking a hair left and short. Well left and short for Macbeth.
Adam Hammis birdied 4 straight to finish.
Had a way to do it, Hammer. I like that guy's game. Adam Hammis, he's another one of those young up-and-coming superstars that he puts the pieces together, man. He's dangerous.
Yeah, when he's hot, it's
really fun to watch.
Yeah. Simon
Sott doesn't get all the way through. He's on the green, but I believe he's right at the edge of circle 1.
Back to Burr
Not
we go.
looking too thrilled.
Yeah. On 8 is Gannon.
A low flexing shot really works well here with an overstable disc. Kind of pitch it towards the middle of the green, back third. Stable fade, and there you go. Gannon Burr, that should curl back 5 or 6 steps from the bucket.
If it doesn't reject it, he's good to go.
No doubt, man. It's been brutal watching what happened to him on the green so far today.
2 real nasty ones. McMahon.
Little chip shot for these guys at 315 feet.
What do you think of this new hole 7, Philo?
You know, I think that it's good to give the guys a little bit of a break. It's kind of a gimme hole in a way, but there's obviously some trees and you could miss your line. You could, you know, read the wind incorrectly and shank a little bit. So there's some touch involved, but it's definitely a hole you got to get.
Gibson got his first on the last. Looks to keep it going. Resets.
Ooh, that got a terrible anti-skip. Sending him the wrong direction. Out there into the palm tree thicket.
Macbeth. Pin high left.
Long ways away. Smart play there just to lay that up. Another fast green. Sloping away on the backside. Still early. Nobody's really going bonkers out there on the course today, so you don't got to feel like you got to touch them all.
Heimberg let 6 slip through his fingers, needs 7.
That's the play right there. Calvin Heimberg, high window, overstable, late fade. Beautiful.
Beautiful is this Wildhorse golf course, man.
Yes, it is. I really like this facility. I always enjoy playing on ball golf courses, and when I first saw this one, I was super excited. Everything was, the first year anyway, perfect range for my game. The par 4s were manageable. They weren't too long. A couple par 5s that weren't too stressful. And just a lot of birdieable holes, you know. It's more of like an old school kind of deuce or die feel to it almost, even with the par 3s and 4s. You know, it's like you had to birdie a lot. Same thing applies these years, man. You know, the course has gotten longer, but the competitors throw it further, so all is fair.
Gibson, oh, he's centered up on this one too.
Not getting the best breaks today.
Yeah.
Our returning champion having some struggles. Doing the best he can to salvage par here, and that's another 5-meter putt.
Like you said, though, nobody's really lighting it up, Philo.
Not crazy hot, and it's not really to be expected on the Millennium Course. If you can get out of here with around 8, 9, 10, you know, you're doing a really solid, even on a calmer day. I imagine the wind is probably going to cost you a stroke or two here and there, but you can still attack and score. There's still a room to play it. It's just, I think the Innova course really just opens. It's so much more open. There's a lot of space to work with to shape your shots where you want. Kind of ride the OB lines, fade back into the middle.
Eagle opportunities on a couple holes as well.
Eagle opportunities on it, and there's some scoring separation holes as well.
Yeah.
You know, I think holes 16 and 17 and 18 are all kind of like stroke separators where guys might get a little loose, make a mistake. Next thing you know, they're making bogey. You can make birdie.
We saw Gannon with the bogey on 18 last year to push play off of Drew. It happens, right?
It can happen. I think this side is a little more pinched off, so everybody's kind of struggling a bit more, you know?
Gibson to clean up par.
There we go. Solid putt from Drew.
Yeah.
Back to back, good makes.
McMahon. To move to 5.
That's some good shooting right there, though.
That
down.
That's the class of the field so far, I believe.
No doubt. I mean, Kevin Jones is in the house at 7. Got Humphreys out there on the back 9 at 6.
Luke's still clean on the day as well. Here he is on 12.
Par 5, 1,000 feet to go. Dog legs right the whole way up the hill into the headwind, I do believe. And Luke, it looks like he came up a hair short, just a little.
Yeah, there.
Yep,
showing
somewhere
you the
around
basket.
30 feet for Luke, downhill putt.
Burr.
3 putts for Gannon Burr now, unable to get it in the basket. All over the baskets and just not getting in.
He couldn't miss last year.
Seemed like it,
Until that
huh?
last one. He was throwing them in from 80 feet, just shaping lines and
buttered him in the bucket.
Let's fly this whole 8, Philo. Walk us through the challenges here.
Yeah, man. So if you're, obviously the lefty player is going to struggle here unless if you're Chris Clemens, got a wicked sidearm. This is a tough shot for you, but righty backhand play, plenty of space to work with, something low, overstable, drive it in towards the back half of the screen and just kind of anticipate that flare skip, and it should kind of kill all the speed for you. Right around 400 feet, so this should feel pretty comfortable for the field here. This should be in a range for everybody. If you're out here in the pro field at this stage of the game, got to get this one, man. This has got to feel like a got to make birdie. There's not too many out here, and this is one of them.
McMahon with the box.
I like the line. Let's see how the finish works. Ooh, a little shy, a little left for eagle. Out there where Paul Macbeth was, some 50, 60 feet away.
Into the wind as well.
Didn't get it out there wide enough.
We've got Parker Welk has a birdie look.
Wow.
Parker
Welk from distance.
Got a great game out of SoCal.
That was a safe putt to do it on.
Yeah, it's true, huh?
Nice little backstop there in case if anything weird should have happened.
Heimberg. Did it flip
there
up enough?
We go. Yeah, it stood up for him a bit.
Okay.
This should be finishing nicely. There we go. Calvin Heimberg. Short putt for birdie coming up.
Simon.
There we go. Now they're starting to figure it out. There we go. Simon should like that.
Gibson now.
Gibson needs to wake up right now. Gets the disc out there to the wide side, use that overstable finish, and there we go. Drew Gibson, and barring some bad layers, some good fortune.
Okay.
That could have kept rolling, then. There is OB. A few paces further back than that, that would have been terrible.
Macbeth, T of 9.
This is the hardest hole to make birdie on, I think, on this whole track. Well, yeah, I just don't see many people really challenging this green. Even the best sidearm players are just laying this thing up.
Still 0 birdies on the day. Burr. Oh, fake out.
That's Humphreys putting for
Thank you.
birdie, I believe. Distance. Jumper bounces through the whole assembly. How?
Ugh.
Ugh.
All right, now we have Burr.
You're going to be seeing a lot of this on hole 9 this weekend. Nobody wants anything to do with this hole.
This is just pure layup, isn't it?
It's so small. Such a small entry into the green, and there's just so much OB surrounding it. It's just not worth it for these guys. Don't got to birdie them all.
McMahon lining up his putt, yes.
It's going to need to be a soft one, Ian. He needs to float this in there.
Yeah.
Can't go too aggressive at this putt with the speed. And he opts to just pitch it up for his par. Not a bad play under the circumstances. got a solid round brewing. Don't want to go throwing them away, get some weird roll out of bounds. Now you're putting for bogey from 40 feet.
I really like that play.
That's a smart thing to do right there. You really see the maturity of guys like Eagle in the last couple of seasons, you know, where they're really managing their rounds so much better than they used to do when they were younger, and so much more aggressive, and just everything was a green light and felt like they had to make every single birdie, you know, and now you can really see them figuring out, hey, I can pace myself and I'm in a good spot right now. And Simon Lazat finds a good spot in those chains to send that plastic. Wasn't too thrilled with the lie when he got there, but makes it go in anyway. Drew Gibson, a much needed birdie putt. I agree with Calvin.
Yeah. A very nice putt. Heimberg to drop in his birdie.
I tried to jump out. These buckets are a little greasy out here, huh?
This is my favorite baskets too, man.
I love them, but man, I don't know if it's just the weather or what. But
I think wind has a lot to do with it. It can make funny things happen in the chains. Macbeth.
About pin high, giving it a bid. Ooh, Paul Macbeth bans it from 130 feet away.
Wow.
Some of the bets touched in the game right there, man. That guy's really good with those floaty bids from 150.
Humphreys on 13.
One of the other more dangerous holes out here on the backside.
Yeah.
Big bunker right in front. Got to press it long or try to get pin high. Putt up on the mound. And you hear it from Luke, giving the call. Not a win to contend with.
Back to Burr, his second on 9.
About all you can do.
Yeah.
It's about all you can do. The old Strat. Right in the middle of the strip, Las Vegas. Welcome back to more disc golf. 2023 season is underway. Kevin Jones, early leader in the clubhouse at 7 under. Eagle McMahon trying to catch him, putting in that work right now. 5 down through 8. Lots of other guys chomping at the bit.
Back to 9's green for Burr.
Gannon Burr just cannot figure it out on the putting green today, man. He is having some struggles. The ones that look perfect are coming out. And
he doesn't usually miss left and right either.
Typically not.
Yeah. Heimberg.
Heimberg taking the skinny line, trying to mitigate the big flare. That's a really nice play from Calvin. He's probably around 55, 60 feet.
You think he's got a line at it?
I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from that camera angle.
We could ask Terry.
He might have a little up and down. I don't know. What do you say, Terry?
Yeah, I think he's going to have a poke at it. It is relatively open, and like you said, trying to take the shortcut with that skinny line.
Right on. Thanks, Terry. Lazat next.
Looking to do something similar. Ride that OB line, get a real narrow, skinny skip, and that's a smart play right there from the guys. I like that spot. Gives you a little look. There we go. You see as the camera pans out, and almost pin high. Might have one of those little baby palms to toy around with. This is hole 10. Paul Macbeth on the box. OB all along the right side, and somehow Paul Macbeth gets a little bit of airtime and skips over the corner, and he's got a birdie putt.
Don't mind that. Gibson back on 9.
Trying to get a little hyzer to flip. Drew Gibson comes up a bit short. 90 feet to the green from there.
Humphreys on 13 with his birdie look.
Wow, what a bid from Luke. Back-to-back nasties, man.
Strong side.
It was. Back-to-back nasties.
Ooh.
Ooh.
McMahon.
Really riding the line, Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
See if they give him a green flag.
And will we see the first birdie of the day on hole 9? You'll find out on the other side of this break. Back in just a few.
What makes the halal guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
The Savant is a little less overstable Thunderbird. So if you don't have quite the power to throw a Thunderbird, you can throw the Savant and you can throw it farther.
This is Latitude 64. The smallest of grains handled with the greatest passion. Always trying to improve, always trying to be better. Out of curiosity, excitement, thrill. For the player and the sport. Because we want to make disc golf awesome for you.
Are you sick and tired of browsing through countless online stores for your disc golf equipment only to come up empty-handed? Look no farther. At 1010 Discs, we have a vast selection with pictures of each disc so you can find the exact one you need. We offer a wide variety of top quality brands at affordable prices, including discs, bags, accessories, and much more.
One of my favorite partnerships with Discraft is the Paul Macbeth molds. The Athena specifically has just been a really fun one because it's a disc that I've been looking forward to. It's definitely a staple in my bag. It sits right between my Undertakers and my Onyx. A little bit blunt nose so it can fight and handle the wind, it can handle some torque, and it's just one that I can throw at all powers. That's what I really like about it. I'm just glad that we're able to make this disc, have it in hand, and have it as a stock disc that anyone can get.
Welcome back to the action. You just watched Drew Gibson make a nice putt for par. Simon.
Sure you guys are watching in the picture-in-picture. Eagle McMahon almost nabbing the first birdie here at hole 9.
Would have been nice.
Good effort, but did come up a bit short. Couldn't figure it out.
Calvin for 3. And McMahon. He go 5 down through his front 9.
Solid shooting, Ian.
Yeah, Simon just went behind.
Also solid shooting.
Burr.
Nice shot there from Gannon Burr. I don't think he's going to need to worry about the putter from that distance.
Wow.
That's in the tap-in range.
Luke Humphreys on the tee of 14. And a tie for second.
This is a super tough hole here, Ian.
Yeah, it is.
You got to have a big boy arm to get all the way down there into the green. And this is a really nice line from Luke. He might even get a little extra ground playing a roll, a couple extra feet. that right side is a bit more favorable than trying to clear the green out there from the. It's a long carry.
It's a big. It's uphill too.
470 something feet uphill, and I believe it's into the headwind.
You're right. It is.
So you're going to have some challenges. But hole 10 also going to have kind of a heading crossing wind. Obviously, you can see there on the map off to the side, you got that little river creek kind of marsh area that's all OB, and you don't want to skip on the downslope. You want to skip on the upslope if you're going to hit over there on the right side, or it's definitely going to suck you down into that stuff. Most people are going to just try to bail out to the left a little bit, give themselves a pin high putt, or somewhere inside circle one. It's really hard to challenge that water with the air unless you throw the disc really hard. 388 feet uphill into the headwind is going to feel like 430.
Absolutely. Heimberg with the box. It's like one of his Halo destroyers.
Got to get it high enough. That's the key here. Well, he got it high enough, but didn't quite get it wide enough, and Vinny's going to be out there in that 50-foot range. Safe angle to putt. It's not directly at the OB line.
Lazat.
That needs to hustle. Splash down. That's going to be a ways back there as well for Simon Lazat. I was just about to mention something about things are going okay for Simon with the disc change, but then, it doesn't seem like he knew that one too well. That one got away from him.
It did. Gibson.
Yep, there you go, bailing out to the left. That's the common play right there on this hole. So hard to challenge that OB off to the right, and that wind is working against everybody. Really hard to judge and anticipate exactly what's going to happen. Eagle McMahon hops on the box now. Let's see if he can get himself in position to make another birdie.
Just 6 birdies on 10 so far today.
It's tight out here on the Millennium course. You may only see 1 or 2 holes like that on the Innova course tomorrow. Hole 16 is a very, very tough get out of par 4. Super hard. 17 is a super hard par 3 down the hill in the 550 range. And even the guys that can get there, you still have to shape a really, really tight line along that right side to get it. So it's going to be interesting. But
Sexton on the tee of 11. Heading left, staying in bounds. Is he okay over there?
He's okay. Not the preferred angle. Kind of want to be more straight on at it, and everything's opens up to you. Obviously, Sexton does have the sidearm, so there might be some angles he's working for out there on the left side. But Gannon Bird's got the arm. He could probably get there. Disc is away. Nice little flex right over the green. Got to stable up, get a skip. There it is.
This is a good one.
That's fantastic. That just made the hole so much easier.
Auto
the
birdie
majority
from
of
there.
the field, yeah, it's a little putter up shot.
Yeah.
Half jump putt.
Back to 14 for Humphreys. A long birdie look.
Not much of a birdie look from back there. No ceiling to work with. Have to do a Simon Lazat-esque kind of low spinner throw in and get a lift out of it.
A lot to ask for sure. Macbeth.
Also on hole 11. Pointing that thing to the left, try to get away from that OB, and just does on time. That's a nice spot to be.
Yep.
It's a nice carry over the green.
About 30 feet behind Burr.
Simon
Simon.
Asking for that to sit down, and it does. Headwind definitely kind of took some of the speed off right on time.
Eagles second. Oh, a little half go. And Gibson from just a little bit closer.
Big mistake there.
Yeah.
Misread the wind.
Can Calvin find the bottom of the bucket?
This will be a huge pickup for Calvin right now. Huge. Strokes on folks. baby, Vinny.
Fantastic make.
Huge putt for Calvin. That could be a big momentum shifter for a guy like Calvin at a point like this in the round. He's definitely one of those guys that thrives on momentum. You know, you can totally see it in his energy. And obviously he's one of the more even-keeled personalities on tour. Like, you don't really see his demeanor shift too much, but you still notice it. When he gets into that rhythm, like, you can tell he's ready to strike.
Drew coming back for his par.
There's a good make.
High in the chains, but settles nicely.
Another subtle change I like about this year is that they're only playing 2 of the 3 courses, so they didn't have to practice for 3 courses in the 3 days or so leading up to the tournament. You know, quick turnaround for some people, and a little bit of extra work eliminated.
They are headed to hole 11 where there is a backup, so we'll take a break on the Disc Golf Network. Back to the action in just a few.
Disc golf education is important because it prolongs the length of our sport and the popularity of our sport, and the most receiving of disc golf is children. So if we get that introduced to them young, they might grow up to be the next Paul McBeth or the next Paige Pierce, and we don't know it.
Okay, this is Charger. I heard a lot of good things about the disc. Let's see if they're true, what they say. That was my actual first shot with that disc ever. So I have to say, works pretty okay. So just go now and get yourself one Charger. They are amazing.
Hi, I'm Andrew Marweed, and for the last 3 years, I've been one of the top putters in the world. I chose the DGA Steady for its straight, consistent flight path and the confidence it gives me on the green. Plus, it comes in both beaded and beadless versions with a wide variety of plastics. I prefer the Stone Steady BL, but you can find your Steady at discgolf.com.
I just think the plastic is very premium. It's a high quality material. The way the disc feels in my hand.
I think it's the quality of plastic.
It's unlike any other plastic that you'll find in the industry.
The quality is better than any other company out there.
Again, just consistent plastic. It's something I can consistently trust on every single throw.
There's so many discs to choose from, and I guarantee if you tried every disc in the lineup, you're gonna wanna put multiple discs in your bag.
It's extremely high quality. You can only say so much, they have to eventually just try it themselves and see.
It has a turn for those guys that don't have a lot of power. It's fast and it's got good glide.
Back to the action. Calvin Heimberg takes the tee.
Calvin into the OB. Big miss. This is such a generous fairway, wide open space. Man, maybe the wind just held it out there, you know, that crossing wind. Just the height's so important on this drive. Can't throw a low burner.
Wait a second.
Yep.
Crazy.
Actually, there hasn't been crazy things.
See if Eagle can make the adjustment. He got the wind read there from Calvin, and hopefully he was paying attention. Like a vortex out there.
I gotta think this is probably one of the easier holes on the course, though, right?
It's got, as a par 4, absolutely.
Right?
There's so much space out there to work with. Big, massive, wide open void off to the left. You can cast over there if you need to. I know these guys want to throw it hard and try to score, give themselves an opportunity, even maybe for an eagle with a perfect shot, but just don't expect to see that from Calvin.
Yeah, this is the second easiest hole today, playing a half a stroke under par. McMahon.
Oh, he gave that a full rip. Trying to go a little hyzer stand up. Plenty of room out there to the left, and wow, that's a big skip. He's going to have an uphill putt.
Terry,
for
how
another eagle.
Give me a feet guess for that eagle putt, Terry.
Again, went just blazing past the 500-foot marker. He's probably at 575 or more.
Unbelievable. Gibson.
Gibson also going for the little hyzer stand up. That's also off to the left side. That's the safe place to make them, your play. There's really no need to challenge that right side out there. A nice flat, hard shot should work.
Humphreys on 15.
Ooh, that looks like he might have gone out of bounds.
Yeah.
And tries to send that one home, doesn't go. Usually when you see guys by that sidewalk, they went out of bounds.
And you are correct, Philo. He did go OB, and he did make that bogey putt.
Simon Lizotte takes it down the middle. There we go. That's a nice play from Simon. That should yield him a birdie in a couple of plays.
Yeah.
A little chip up and down. And taking a look again at our leaderboard. There we go. Scott Withers from the Pacific Northwest making a run through 16 holes. Tying our clubhouse leader, Mr. Kevin Jones, KJ USA. Adam Hammis climbing up in the clubhouse. Obviously, Eagle McMahon. We've been watching him all afternoon. Luke Humphreys still hanging around, tied for 4th. There he is, Paul Macbeth, Anthony Barella. Another one of those guys changing manufacturer sponsors.
Take a look at these drives here, and let's check out the birdie zone. So it's kind of where you want to land to set yourself up for an easy birdie on this par 4.
Obviously, the red is not where you want to be.
Yes, the red is not.
You got plenty of green land out there to work with.
Oh my gosh, look how far past. I don't even think they got Eagle on there. He threw it out of the screen. Oh, there he is. There he is. I see him there. Almost pin high. Wow, Eagle.
Can't wait till they get that telestrator thing for us, man. I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm ready for you to go John Madden on all of us, Philo.
Boom!
Oh, it's going to be fun. That was an approach for Heimberg. All right, Burr.
This should be the long par 5, hole 12. Gannon Burr flexing it from the right side to the center, and he got over on that. But hey, the ground play kind of saved him there a bit. If that didn't catch edge and make a little left turn, that would have been a bit more awkward.
Mm-hmm. Back to Gibson. Hole 11.
He's off to the left, so he's going to be... There we go, at the base of the hill, putting back up. Gives you a good look at what he had to work with there. A low, tight line. A little bit of extra fade out maybe than he needed, but he cleared the gap. Should have a safe putt up the hill. There's Eagle McMahon, almost pin high. One little baby palm to putt over.
Simon setting up an easy birdie with a nice layup.
Yep, that's the play. No need in challenging that death putt. Birdie will do.
And McMahon, another long eagle look. Oh, this is makeable.
Totally makeable.
Oh my goodness.
Safe putt too. That's the action I was anticipating, seeing a little baby turnover putt, a little floaty, just pushes it a bit wide, just outside the, I think that's a 5-meter mark. I don't think that's the 3-meter bullseye, so.
They look a little bigger.
It looks a little bigger.
Yeah. Do some research on that. It looks like McMahon's still out. Or is it Heimberg? Oh, it is Heimberg. This to save par.
Bit of a death putt here for Vinny. Up on top of the hill, putting down towards the void. Got to be careful here. Yeah. Tailwind drop for Vinny.
Unfortunately missed all the metal too, despite being mostly on target.
He was on line.
Yeah.
It dropped right at the worst time. Misses the bottom of the cage, which would have killed the speed and mitigated that runoff. See if he can capitalize on this putt coming back up. Got to stop the hemorrhaging here. It's been going sideways for Vinny here at hole 11.
This is the second easiest hole in the course too, to add the insult to the injury. To save his bogey.
Oh boy.
Just
right
when
when
Calvin
you think
got
he's starting to get some momentum, man. You know, he makes the great birdie putt, kind of a death putt from the range he was at over there on hole 10, then turns around and just throws a monkey wrench in the whole system.
Got 3 of the last 4 and just gave 2 of them right back. McMahon for birdie. I was shocked by that. The eagle par. Huh. I don't have a good portmanteau for that one.
I'm having a hard time formulating one myself, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunate there for Eagle. Throws a fantastic drive. He's walking out of here with a par. Drew Gibson now trying to salvage his day. Super slow start. Rocky to say the least.
He's only 3 behind Eagle now. Despite how different these rounds have felt.
And looked.
Yeah, just 3 strokes. Macbeth.
That's the shape you're looking for here at 12. That should fade out. Get an overstable edge. There we go. Slide down into the green.
Yep. What you need off the tee on 12.
Then you can go roller and get aggressive if you'd like. That's what I'd like to see some of these guys do. Get yourself into position off the tee, then.
Is G gonna go? Nah, he's going air shot. Yep.
Plenty of room to work with here for these long throwers. Just got to read the wind correctly. That's the main thing. See if we get some drift on that. Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. Push. Well done.
That is a patented Garrett Girthy smash right there. Brought to you by our friends at Sunstein Law. Head over to sunsteinlaw.com. Patent, trademark, NFT needs, they got you.
Beautiful shape of shot here from Double G. I love the way that he's setting this up, working his body the same direction. He wants the disc to start out to the left. Boom. Roll over that overstable disc. Nice angle into the air. Not too steep, not too low. All forward push there, Ian.
Huge shot from Double G. And thanks again to our friends at Sunstein. Head over to sunsteinlaw.com. Girthy, his second now on 12. I believe that's his Cheshire Cat Wraith.
There we go. It looks like he's going sky roller, which I believe is the appropriate play. You've got forever of space out there to the left and a lot of room to the right to work with.
It's going to come down the hill now?
There we go. He's on the backside. He's about 60 feet away from the bucket, 70 feet tops.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Really nice.
Easy birdie from there, man.
Burr. Is this a hole in Gannon's game, Philo, on the roller side?
I would say at this stage of the game, yeah, I think you need to have a nice mix of everything. Maybe not everything perfect, but you definitely want to have something in your bag that you can drop down and get to roll out.
And a course like this, it gives you so many bonus feet.
And there's plenty of them coming too later on in the season. You know, it's not just here in Vegas, but there's other tracks, OTB,
yeah.
Another place that, you know, the roller game could really come into play.
Eagle keeping the energy up as Gibson takes the tee.
There we go. Maybe a little bit too much on the burn over there, but the ground play once again, things being so dry, and I mean, mode's super tight, man. Everything's low, low, low in the grass department around here.
Lazat.
That needs to get stable in a hurry, and it's not going to happen for Simon. Catches some of the foliage in the trees and
He's still
pinched
in
off.
there.
That's well short of where you'd like to be off the tee. Going to make things challenging here for Simon to make birdie even.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough birdie from there.
I mean, he can still do it. He's going to need to throw a really nice second shot.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Hopefully he's got space for a roller, you know?
Something.
That's going to give him the most distance from that location.
I don't even know if he'll have a swing from the looks of that shot we just saw from the camera angle. It just looked like he was buried in there.
McMahon. Air
Does it
shot.
stay up? Yes, it
Yeah.
does. All right, that's just got to simmer down. It's kind of working its way to the left side. Oh, yeah. Simmer down, simmer down. OB comes up pretty quick. Ooh, yes. That should be a green flag for Eagle McMahon up on top of the hill in the Dormant Bermuda. Opens things up for another Eagle opportunity for Eagle.
Heimberg. I've been waiting to see if Calvin's going to bust out that new Juggernaut disc.
I don't think there's a hole that's come up that he could use that yet.
Not yet.
Calvin pulls that thing off to the right side, and he's going to be a bit pinched off under the trees.
Back to Burr on the same hole, throwing 3.
Routine sidearm shot here for Gannon. Plenty of room to work with once again, but that's coming up short. Not giving it enough respect, Ian.
Humphreys for birdie on 16.
Not exactly where you'd like to be putting from on hole 16 at the bottom side of the hill, putting up and over the mound, but Luke Humphreys, baby. Way to bounce back from his lone bogey. Solid performance.
Humphreys trying to do what this man did, Keith. Wow, that's a great back 9.
Man, after that hat trick of bogeys right there, right in the middle of his round, what a recovery. 6 birdies on the way in. Emerson Keith. Another one of those guys switching up manufacturer sponsors in the offseason now with Lone Star.
That's right. Sitting in a tie for 3rd. Macbeth.
I guess it is the Indian and not the arrow, as they like to say.
Ooh, that could have been done better, I believe.
Yeah, that looked a hair short. It looks like he caught the last thing in his way into the basket. And
yeah.
A little extra work for Macbeth coming up.
And Garrett just pitched up for his easy birdie.
Gannon Burr now from range. The putter has not been his friend today. Had a bunch of really nice looking putts earlier on in the round that didn't want to stay in, and since then he's been a little discombobulated on the green. Things just not really lining up, missing off to the right, missing off to the left.
There he is, Philo.
Right on time. Gannon Burr from range drops one home. It's a great birdie to get.
Sexton.
How things been looking for Mr.
I'm
Sexton?
trying to find his name right now.
You're still scrolling
I'm still
down.
scrolling.
That's usually not a good sign.
Oh, he's 1 down right now.
Still in the top 50.
This to get to 2. There we go. Nate currently that'll push him out of the tie for in 47th with Calvin Heimberg and Garrett Gerthy Elijah Bickle. Macbeth to move to 5. There we go.
Staying in the mix, Paul Macbeth. Nothing too flashy to start this opening round, but staying well within striking range. Never get too comfortable with that man lurking around behind you.
Oh my. Simon. Doing Simon things, finding a Simon line in the sky. Doesn't like it.
He's screaming at it. Hopefully that thing didn't super hook out to the left. He did throw it up into the headwind.
You think it flipped? Terry, do you have any eyes on Simon's second shot there?
Yeah, it ended up connecting with one of the palm trees, and then thankfully for him, it came straight down. He was worried about it possibly going OB. And what I'll say is he's not even at the 500-foot marker after 2 throws. Not impressive.
Ouch.
Not at all, especially when you're Simon Lazat. You're thinking this is an eagle hole when you're Simon?
You would think so. He just made the wrong choice with the disc or the swing. It was one of the two. Simon way off the grid, off the tee, trying to push the issue a little bit on the second shot and rejected by the course again. We saw Calvin Heimberg able to get back into the fairway. Probably well out of position, though, to get up and down for birdie.
Gibson.
That's another big smash out of Drew, trying to get this to full flex. Look at this, Ian.
Is that roll tide right there? I think it is.
Roll tide, first down. Drew Gibson, chip shot up and down to make birdie from that distance. Simon trying to run his disc down. Hopefully he's got a swing in the line. He is by the perimeter boundary there. That fence is out of bounds. Yeah, now you're just looking to scramble your par out from where Simon's at. Couldn't get back to the fairway. Kind of, ooh, yeah, that's tough.
Oh, here he is.
That's tough, Ian.
McMahon going roller. Trying to line up an eagle putt.
Just got to get out towards that cameraman and then turn right.
How'd that one end up, Terry, for eagle?
That ended up curling up on the right side. It will be short. He should have an open approach, but that's not going to be a legitimate eagle bid from where he's at.
Okay. Thank you, Terry. Back to Simon now, throwing 3. He's looking out over the OB again. Is he going to shoot the gap between these 2 trees?
I think he's probably going to try to go around it, but he needs to go so steep, so fast.
I wonder if he could throw a roller off to the... Oh, there's a tree just to the left of him, isn't there?
There is. Right there.
Oh,
this looks to be his only option to make any progression. Ooh, over the house.
Oh, my gosh.
What? Well, that's why they pay the man the big bucks right there, Ian.
Wow.
Only Simon says.
There's a Simon line if there ever was one.
Line, no doubt.
Let's watch Eagle watch Simon.
He's been watching it for years. Well aware of the magic that Simon Lazat can create. Gets him back into the fairway. Should be able to make that work to get up and down for par. Still a long carry to the green, but within his reach.
Scott Withers in the house at 8, your clubhouse leader. Got the birdie on 18 to do it, too.
Nicely done.
Heimberg throwing 3.
Burn that over a little bit.
Trying to get over there. Circle 2.
Pin high, though.
It is pin high, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a safe putt. Little backstop there to kill any speed.
Head on 13, Burr.
Oh, that's the airspace you'd like to see it. Let's see how the finish is.
Is it on the green?
That looked to be on the green with that roll.
Yeah.
We'll see where the mark is.
Oh, UDisc has him okay, but that might update. Humphreys.
Runs it a bit long on 17. This is a tough get. It's a really nice par if you can get it.
Back to 13's tee for Macbeth. Paul sitting 5 down.
This is another bonus birdie out here on the Millennium course. It's really tough, very guarded. A couple of different ways you can get there. You can do the low line drive like Macbeth, try to swing it in there late, get an uphill putt. He's a little bit wider than you'd like to be. It's still not a bad play. Guy like Paul Macbeth, he's going to have a safe stab at that.
Yeah, keeps him out of the bunker as well.
Keeps him out of the bunker, and you got that, obviously, the ball golf green off to the left side. So
Simon throwing 4.
There we go. That was closer than I thought.
Yep.
That's a really nice par for Simon.
After the first 2, absolutely. Gibson, that was his 3rd into the green, should set up a birdie look. And back to Eagle with another Eagle look.
Looks like he's trying to feel out a little soft bit at it maybe, but nope. That's not the reaction he was looking for.
What
Ian.
was that?
Man, you would like to think...
Terry, what happened to that Eagle McMahon approach shot? Is it as bad as it looked?
Yeah, it looked like he had a skinny line, and then I'm not sure if it just caught edge on the backside of that mound, but he was really upset with the effort that he put forth.
Yeah, understandably so. What's he looking at for his putt here?
It's on the other side of a mound from me, but I'm thinking it's at least 25, maybe even 30 feet yet.
Oh, wow, that is a big miss on the approach. Thanks, Terry. Heimberg, a birdie look.
Same for Mr. Mr. Heimberg here. Putter just not coming through today. You would like to think what I was thinking when you saw Eagle throw that approach shot is most situations you'd see him go to the sidearm.
Oh.
But since he's not really utilizing them, he's trying to, get a little touchy with the backhand game, and this mound here is no joke.
Let's see if he can totally redeem himself. Putting for birdie, Eagle McMahon.
It's not as far as it looked from the first angle.
Yeah.
Still inside circle 1 for Eagle, but obviously a little...
Not much.
Challenge to here. He's got to mitigate this tree and down on a knee again. Low out the gate. Never gave it a chance for Eagle.
That's now 2 times he's had an Eagle putt-ish and ended up with a par. Yeah.
Well, he had an opportunity for relatively routine birdies, and he coughed those up as well. So, yeah, it's uncharacteristic out of Eagle. I'm sure those are going to be strokes he's going to be looking at the end of this round as opportunities squandered.
I like that we're coming back here, though.
Gets a chance to redeem himself.
Yeah. Gibson, another confident putt.
Well, he's getting them in the bucket.
He is.
They're coming in all over the place, but they're going in.
Gibson, what's he at now? 3 down?
That should be 3, yeah. He's grinding.
He's just 2 back of Eagle now.
That's grinding, man.
It
He's
is.
5 off the pace for the tournament, but, when he's got that strong competitor of Eagle on the card with him, try to keep up with that guy is not a bad thing.
Macbeth with a birdie look. You saw the drive. It's on hole 13. Putting at the OB green.
Everything but in for Mr. Macbeth. On line, but low.
Humphreys on 17. Coming back.
For par, right?
I believe so, yes.
Look at that stepper.
Ooh.
A bunny hop jump putt for Luke Humphreys after shooting it 35 deep on the approach. Looked like he was running chains on the way in and runs it a little deep instead. Nice par save. Luke Humphreys keeping the dream alive.
Burr grabbing his meter in. He was inbounds here, Philo.
No way.
Yeah.
What a break. That's a huge break.
A make here, and he is actually tied with Eagle McMahon at 5 down.
There we go. 4 birdies in a row for Gannon Burr. Things were looking kind of bleak for Gannon 4 holes ago, and now all of a sudden, right back in the mix.
Gibson back on the tee of the same.
Wow, that's parked.
Is it?
That's parked. You hear the gallery clapping.
Yep,
That is
yep.
parked.
Drew Gibson coming alive.
Battling back, man. That rocky start. He's erasing all of that and getting things together here.
Garrett Gurthie. Yes, finds
Solid
the chains.
putt. Hat trick.
All right, 3 down.
There we go. Double G coming alive.
He's always in the mix out here too, isn't he?
Usually is.
Lizotte.
That's the line that gets you up onto the top deck. High, wide, spiking hyzer, but does drop in a little shy. He's right there where Macbeth was, right on the edge of circle 1.
Yep.
He'll work with that.
And now McMahon. Eagle throwing the splice here over stable fairway.
That looked like a half swing, man.
Isn't that? Must be nice, man.
Oh, look at that. Curls up on the backside in between circles. Inside circle 1, in between the first hash mark there.
Fantastic.
Beautiful shot.
Humphreys, tee of 18.
I like the change here at 18 as well. Brought the tee pad over to the right.
Oh.
Now you're not shooting up into that back thing up in the corner across the cart path.
One,
It's
huh?
up on that hill up to the left.
Heimberg back on 13.
Also being aggressive here. High, wide hyzer.
This looks
Actually
very
high,
left.
tight.
It's too far
That
left, I
flared
think.
too much. Yep. Well, the good news is he's inside circle 1 putting for par.
Yeah. We've got Burr on the tee of 14.
Man's par 3 right here. This is a tough get. Long carry. Working the inside line. Gannon Burr giving himself a birdie putt. That's a really nice shot, Ian.
That was shaped beautifully.
That's really nice. You're not going to see too much of that this weekend. Most people aren't going to get the fade out at the end of that play. That thing had some speed on it.
Garrett Gurthie next. Was this a slight pin move on this one?
Slight pin move is good. Yeah, good guy.
Yeah.
Nice job. Usually it's down on the flat. They moved it up onto the hill about 25 feet further back and right.
Yeah, the normal pin was where Burr is. Exactly.
Yes, almost exactly where. So he's only 20-some feet. Wow. Simon Lizotte.
Macbeth next to tee on 14. Ooh.
Trying to chase down that Gannon Burr, but this is running towards the green. Runs out of speed right on time. 35-footer for Paul Macbeth. Little challenge with the basket up on a hill.
And Simon back on 13, putting for birdie.
My bad, everybody. Kind of ruined it.
That was fun.
The magician back in the house. Love it.
That's how to make your caddy smile. McMahon also putting for birdie.
World-class stuff from Eagle McMahon. Getting himself a birdie here at hole 13. Tough get.
Eagle's got 5 to play. He is off the lead by 2.
It looked like it flared pretty good. I would say maybe like here. I think right in line with that.
And they're just grabbing a spot for Calvin to putt from. That looks about right.
Kind of where we figured, about pin high inside circle 1. Should be a pretty straightforward putt here for Calvin. There we go.
Calvin's going to shoot like 13 down tomorrow, isn't he?
I imagine so. It seems to go like that for Calvin, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Feast or famine.
Gibson putting for birdie. He's found the stroke.
Yes, he has. Drew Gibson coming alive. 5 birdies in his last 8 or 9 holes.
Nice little turkey there. Looking for the ham bone on 14, Philo.
Atta baby, I like it. Look at you getting savvy with the words.
Macbeth. Long birdie look.
Blows past. 5 or 6 meter comebacker.
Yeah.
Here we go. Gannon Burr lining up a really big birdie putt now.
Looks like a tailwind putt, although maybe not. Crosswind.
Kind of a head and crossing wind, yep. Get a little bit of extra lift out of it. So he's dropping down to a knee to kind of create a better ceiling to work with.
Philo, that's 5 in a row. And he has 2 nasty chain outs today, too.
He could be in a whole nother world right now.
He could be tied for the lead right now.
He could be out in front even.
Yeah.
He's had a few mistakes, too. So, I mean, yeah, Gannon Burr.
Heating up. Humphreys to finish.
At 18. What a performance from Luke Humphreys today. Almost got it bogey-free. 1 blemish at hole 15, one of those holes you wouldn't think someone would get a bogey on. And taking a look at our leaderboard, Anthony Barella climbing up 7 down through 15.
Cole Radallen, James Proctor, Brody Smith. A lot of big arms on this list up here.
Yes, sir.
$14, Gibson.
Going roller. I haven't seen this yet.
Oh, that's
out of bounds. Long ways from the basket, too. There's no par from there for Drew, and you can definitely understand the frustration.
Is that a roller into a headwind type of thing right there?
I'm not sure what he was going for. I haven't really seen many people try to drop the roller down on this hole.
No. I could see it without the headwind, but a headwind's just going to make a roller flip so fast.
I imagine that's what happened then.
Simon?
Danger here, man.
Well, it comes up short enough.
It does. Dried up just on time.
See, he's playing that for par, isn't he?
It looks like it. That was not the most aggressive swing from
No.
Simon. Looks like he just wanted to land right there at the base of the hill in front of the green, chip it up and down, get your par, move on.
Yeah. There are all of 2 birdies today on this hole, so that makes a lot of sense. Let's see.
Telling you,
Eagle.
man, we won't be saying much of that tomorrow.
Yeah, true. McMahon will try to make it 3. He really tugged over on that.
He was playing for the flex, the outside in kind of thing, kind of flex it from the inside out to the wide side over on the right, and then try to use the ground play, skip it back in. But obviously there's some trees over there that blocked up his way.
Heimberg. Oh, that's one of Calvin's eagles. He's got that color glow eagle.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Calvin, oh, he's trying to stay safe, and that is going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. On the razor's edge there for Calvin. Inches from safe or out. More than likely even centimeters.
Burr ahead on 15.
Such a touchy drive, and that looks to be right there in position for Gannon Burr, about 6 meters off.
Looking for 6 birdies in a row.
He found a rhythm, didn't he?
What's that?
He found a rhythm, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's caught them all so far on the back 9 here.
Cruising right along.
Girthy on the same.
Wow, that's a line you don't see most of the time here on 15. Oh, double G, using every inch of the fairway.
Hitting the
Finds a
B
little
button.
wedge, yeah, down at the bottom of the green.
McMahon. Here's where his drive got to. A lot short. That was a...
Oh, no, that didn't help. And behind a tree. That'll make things interesting.
Makeable, but not as easy as he hoped. Macbeth on 15.
That's the line we're used to seeing here at hole 15. Kind of challenge that feather out there on the right side, swing it in late, and Paul Macbeth almost bunny hops it in off the sidewalk. Cart path. Short putt coming up for Macbeth.
Gibson. Back to 14. That looked very wide and short.
It's right there.
Okay.
He got past that last tree. He should be about 5 paces from the bucket, 4 paces.
Simon into the green. So word from Statmando. Last year on this course, 11 down was the hot round. So 3 off the pace today with the wind. Kind of makes sense.
The wind, yeah, and the cold.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to be a nice day out there for the lads, but it's been a tough one. And Calvin is not going to be safe. You can totally see he is inside the first cut on the green.
Oh, they got him stringed even, Philo.
Yeah, they do. So clearly marked there.
That's a nice touch, by the way. The string on the green.
No doubts about it then. It's not like they had to do it to every green on the property because they don't all come into play. So nice addition there from the ground crew.
Girthy for birdie.
Wow, that's a fantastic putt there from Double G.
Oh, also coming alive.
Yes, he is. 4 down.
Knotted up with Gibson in 15th. McMahon?
Wanted no part of that.
Yeah.
Does kind of slope off a little bit. Could get some kind of a weird roll. Smart play there from Eagle. Just take his par and move on.
Here is the Gibson look for par. Ooh, putting right uphill into that headwind.
Yep, got to be very specific with what you want here. Can't get loose with your putt from this range. Never got his hand into the chains that time, Ian.
Yeah.
A little yippy with that action.
So the approach does cost him a stroke, unfortunately almost 2. But puts that one home. Burr on 15 for 6 in a row. Cool.
Almost seems too close to miss, huh? Even with a little obstruction in his face.
Yeah.
I think he'd find a way to get that home.
I'm sure very disappointed. Macbeth.
This is too close to miss for Macbeth. There we go. Macbeth, a clean 6 under performance so far today.
Nice.
3 to play. If he can find a way to touch them all, he would be your new clubhouse leader.
There are your scores. Luke Humphreys just coming to the clubhouse with that 7 down, tying Kevin Jones. 1 off of AB and Withers. We do have Luke Humphreys in the clubhouse, sending it on down.
Here with Luke Humphreys, fresh off a 7 under. Your round 1 here at the Las Vegas Challenge. Great start to your tournament. How'd you feel out there today, Luke?
Felt solid. I drove up here with Matty O. He said he wanted to shoot a 7 under with 1 bogey, so I said I'll take one of those myself.
Well, that's exactly where he landed. 1 bogey. You bounced right back with a birdie after that hole and then hit a huge putt on the next hole to save par. Tell us about that stretch.
Yeah, a little shaky coming in. Improper disc selection on 15. I didn't know that the wind was left to right at the basket. Felt like right to left up by the tee, so I just grabbed the wrong disc and made a mistake there, but hit that nice jumper on 16 and then another jumper on 17 to save that par, which is huge. You know, every single stroke matters.
At this tournament last year, you had one of your career best results, a 4th place finish. What is it about LVC that suits your game?
I don't know if it's LVC as much as seeing my friends. It feels like the first day of school again. It's just good vibes all around, and getting back to playing disc golf, I think, just keeps us focused, and it's not as monotonous as like a 5th or 6th week in a row. You know, this is the first one, so all the energy, all the focus is right there.
You've been in this position a few times now in your career. What would it mean for you to grab one of these Elite Series wins?
Man, it'd mean everything. It'd be hard work paying off, but there's a lot of work to do, so I'm not even thinking about that yet.
All right, well, a great start for Luke Humphreys, 7 under round 1. Congrats, and good luck the rest of the week.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for that, Matt and Luke.
Well, he mentioned the number he was trying to get that Matty Oram was talking about, and Matty Oram unfortunately did not get to that number, sitting at 3 under, had 3 bogeys. He was close.
That's not terrible.
He grinded his way through, had a slow start, and finished at 3 down, so roll tide for Matty O. See if he'll come back fighting tomorrow.
McMahon on 15 after taking the bogey on 14, his first of the day.
That might be OB. Ooh, that rock saved him.
It 100% did.
That was close.
Very.
Such a touchy shot, man. This is all about touch.
Yeah.
This is not a distance drive at all. This is really just a long layup for most of these guys.
Heimberg.
That's fading out. Ground play checks him up nicely. Calvin Heimberg look for birdie.
Gibson next on the tee. Looks like he grabbed his scepter out of the bag. Overstable fairway.
Drew's swinging it in there, and that might have just checked him up perfectly, Ian.
Oh, that was cool.
Yes, it was. That killed all the speed, gave him the perfect little action for the knurl up towards the bucket. Drew Gibson, defending champion, came alive in the second 9, which is what you got to do. You got to attack this track, guys. These 2 courses they're playing, obviously there's some danger here and there, but you still got to think attack, attack, attack. Low bogey count got to be in the game plan if you're going to be successful at any tournament this year.
Yep.
You can't give them back, or you're definitely going backwards. Clean around the greens. You could, as you've seen, some weird things can happen. You got to be paying attention to what's happening around you on the green. Attack your putt with the appropriate angles and miss on the right sides of the basket so you don't get these funky rollaways. Things are very hard and dry out here, and this, you know, the play around the greens is really going to dictate what happens by the end of this tournament.
Yeah, it feels like there may be like 4 or 5 pins that aren't in some treacherous location.
There's not many.
They do a very good job of making you think around those greens.
Yes, they do.
Macbeth, 16 into the green. Again, this one on the top of a mound. Big slope on the far side.
Hoping he gets the speed just right, and he does. That's fine. That's right there for Macbeth.
Right.
Just don't want to see it stand up and start running.
Yep. Girthy.
Perfect.
Very nice.
This has got to get birdie to the field right here. Hole 16, so fair.
Simon trying to stretch this one out for a birdie look.
On the elevated basket, down on a knee. Magic Man almost comes through once again. He was feeling it. He knew he had it. One little smidgy off.
Yeah.
Eagle McMahon should be next to act. Did run this a little long, putting back up the hill into the headwind elevated basket.
Gotta be thankful to just be in bounds right now.
I'm not sure if he saw that fortunate break from up there on the tee. It's hard to see that part of the green from where he was at, but I'm sure once he got up there and saw his disc resting, you know, next to that rock, he probably had a good idea what happened. Heavy chains off the side. Good effort.
Yeah. Gibson. Erase one of those strokes he lost on 14. Another nice, confident make. Center chains on the pole.
Yeah, sometimes, the tournaments start off a little shaky, a little anxiety. There's a lot of pressure and a lot of emotions coming back as a defending champion. So I'm not surprised to see things start off a little rocky, but as Drew's become also another one of those players maturing over the last couple of years, he's fought back wonderfully and kept his composure.
Hamburg finds the bottom.
Grinding his way back to a level par.
One down now, thankfully, after the birdie.
There you go.
Yep. Eagle for 3. Followed by a Simon 3. On 16, Burr. That is 6 of the last 7 for Gannon Burr. 2 more to go. How does it finish? We'll find out on the other side of this break. Back in just a few.
My name is Garrett Gerthy, also known as Double G, and I'm the founder of Double G Craft Jerky.
Double G Craft Jerky is an awesome snack when you have a hankering on the course. You need a little something to pick you up out there so you can really get after a drive or finish on a putt and capitalize.
When you're playing a disc golf round and you're hungry and you don't have a snack on the course, you start to lose focus, you start thinking about what am I going to eat for dinner. With Double G Craft Jerky, that's not a problem.
The Educational Disc Golf Experience is the leading nonprofit organization bringing disc golf to schools nationwide since 2003. EDGE provides age-appropriate discs, targets, and a classroom-linked curriculum which empower educators to teach the fundamentals of the sport. In EDGE's 20 years of existence, over 2 million youth have been introduced to this great lifetime activity. Be a part of the next chapter of disc golf. Support EDGE today.
Davey, what are some of the molds you've come out with recently that you like quite a bit?
The Juggernaut. Not a disc for me, but boy, we were testing that thing in, 30 mile an hour headwinds, and it didn't budge. Did not budge. Went very far and didn't budge. And we had a whole bunch of different people throwing it too. They didn't have clean throws necessarily at all, but that thing just said, oh, I don't care. So who's ever playing with that disc here, when those 40 mile an hour winds come up, they're gonna have an advantage.
Gannon Burr on the tee of 17.
Going to the force over flick, super skinny line, but that's the best way to get to the target. There's a bunch of stuff in the way, but somehow he finds himself on the green. He got past all the garbage. Not only do you have to hit that super skinny line, but then there's this rock wall about 50 feet that could ruin your shot. Then there's a plethora of trees, and then there's some OB on the high right side even that could really ruin your round, ruin your hole anyway. So it's a tough shot.
Anthony Barella sighting Philo.
A, B.
A to the B. Let's see if he can see himself to
This
a birdie
guy.
here.
Currently tied for the lead at 8 under par.
Whoa, that was sneaky.
Certainly was. Bogeyed hole 2. Since then, it's been all white and blue. And he's got to feel confident on a hole like this. This should be right up his alley. Straight up hyzer. Blasted across the green, use the ground play, skip up the hill, and tap in a birdie. Asking for it to stay straight, and that's going to finish out to the left.
Is he okay over there?
I mean, he's safe, but that's not where you want to be. I'd expect a little more out of Anthony Barella. It's only 400 feet. Underthrown, undercommitted.
Macbeth, 17.
Got the first part down and caught some of the cabbage up high, and straight down it goes. Long approach for Simon.
You mentioned it is such a specific shot.
Super skinny.
Your tour points leader, Luke Sampson, on the tee of 18. You can check out his documentary on the Disc Golf Network.
I really like Luke Sampson. He's a good kid.
Me too, man.
Got a huge heart. Really has a lot of passion for the game and an extremely hard worker, which I always appreciate. Ripping over on something overstable, trying to get that thing to hang out there. Late fade, and this is looking pretty good, Ian.
I like it. Oh,
Got to
my.
sit down. It gets fast on the backside. Let's see if he gets a red or a green.
The crowd looks sad.
Yeah, they're running after it.
Oh, I
You
heard
hear
some
all the
O's.
moans and groans.
Yeah.
That usually means a red. Good effort there for Luke Sampson. Did not get rewarded.
Macbeth back to 17.
Very technical approach into the green here. Macbeth runs it a little long. Should be a makeable putt, though. Somewhere about 7-8 meters.
McMahon.
That's just a
Pitching
chip
out.
to get into the fairway, get up and down for his par over on 16.
And now to the up and down par.
Ooh, that looked a little left.
It did. It looked a
Early
lot.
and left.
Oh.
Wow, what a big misfire from Eagle. Uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
Not even sure how he ended up in that spot off to the right over there to just have to pitch out.
That's a very weird spot to be.
Yeah, that should be a hole he's licking his chops once he gets to.
Burr.
Another long putt.
Oh.
This is on the left side, doesn't touch a thing. Over there by Macbeth, and
Looks like Burr might be out. Back to 16 for Heimberg.
Heimberg got away with one here. This was leaking so hard out to the left. Definitely came out a little early. Didn't turn it over enough, but still has an opportunity here to get up and down for birdie.
That's somewhere in the neighborhood.
Somewhere in the neighborhood. Here's some claps. He seems to be content.
And now Gibson.
That's where you want to be. Perfect position. Way up in the fairway. Should just be a little putter shot thrown into the face of the hill about 2/3 of the way up, and should crest. There we go. Something like that.
I like that. Using the backstop and the bump and run.
Yeah, man. Rump and bun.
Simon with his bump and run.
There we go. A little shy, but in the neighborhood.
It could use a little more run.
Mm-hmm. That's a big part of really taking advantage of this golf course, is using the ground to like as a natural braking system for you. That really does pay dividends out here instead of trying to fly everything into the basket.
Burr now coming back for par. To stay within one of the lead.
Gets it over.
Look at that.
Heck of a round for Gannon Burr.
6 down on the back 9. Got a chance to make it 7 here on 18. Back to 16 though for McMahon.
Oh, this is where Eagle really separated himself from the field and just off the mark. Such a great looking bid from Eagle, but doesn't connect. And I think he's just ripped another whale sack, Ian.
Oh. It's a good thing he's good friends with Tina.
Yeah, they need to work on that stitching, huh?
Eagles
Eagle's claws
I don't know what stitching to hold up the Eagle McMahon, man.
Those talons are a little strong for that
exactly.
whale sack.
Needs a titanium whale sack.
Needs something.
Kevlar? Kevlar would work.
Kevlar.
There we go.
I don't think he'd rip through that.
Yeah. Heimberg puts it in. McMahon, that's a bogey on a birdie hole.
Big time birdie hole for Eagle. He should have no problems navigating that tee shot and getting himself in position.
His plan was what Drew had, a drop in birdie.
Yes, sir.
McMahon and Gibson are tied now, Philo.
Wow, that was Anthony Barella trying to take a stab at it, and that didn't work out at all.
No. Corey Ellis with a birdie putt.
Haven't heard this man's name called all day. He's one of the guys we look to make some big moves this year. Tremendous ceiling for this cat.
Always ready to watch him play disc golf.
A little bit of wind, lift, and band. Still well within circle one.
Here's where Sampson rolled out of bounds.
Gotta
Try
get
to
this
save
one
par.
I saw this guy on the putting green last night working it out, man. He was having a bit of a roller coaster from this range. Let's see if he figured it out. No. A little yippee from inside circle one for Luke Sampson.
Yep, that's his miss. Heimberg back on 17's tee.
Good start. Let's see if it finishes well. I did not catch it, Ian. Did you?
I think it faded early. Terry, do you have eyes on the Heimberg disc?
Yeah, that got caught up, and as you guys said, came down a little bit early. Not in range for the birdie.
Okay. Gotcha. Thanks, Terry. Gibson.
Well, Gibson going the route less traveled here, going the hyzer flip, which is harder than the sidearm, honestly. Not a lot of room for error with this play. Well, he made the first part, but this is the challenge to this hole, is really pressing it all the way down in there and giving yourself a putt. And Drew's done a pretty nice job. Didn't get all of it, but he got most of it.
Simon will flex over a forehand.
I like the shape. Does he get past everything? Here we go. Here we go. He's got to miss some stuff. All right, he's down there with Drew. Probably right around 30 feet, 35 feet. Yeah, that's a nice play.
Kyle Klein has a birdie putt on 18. Finish up a pretty solid round.
Kyle Klein out of Michigan. Rookie of the year not too long ago, a couple seasons ago. Strong competitor.
McMahon on 17 found an early tree, it sounded.
Yeah, that sounded like it hit super early and kicked hard right. And that's all kinds of trouble over there, Ian. Not many gaps to the hole from on the right side of the fairway.
Burr, he's on the tee of 18. A birdie here, and he has a share of the lead.
Got to get it. This is a got to get birdie for these long throwers. There's really no excuse to miss anywhere but maybe a hair short and right. There's no reason to be missing to the left side of this target.
Yeah, that's my bad.
No, I was going to let you go. I thought it was you.
I just...
Look, it's Garrett's tee.
For Jonah's sake, you know.
Double G going to a skinny little flex, and this is going to the left. I don't see how these guys are making this mistake, Ian.
Yeah. They give you that backstop to hit.
These guys all throw so. That's where I was landing. I'm being serious, man. I'm not like trying to be like making jokes, but I mean these guys throw the disc so much harder than I do. I'm just really surprised to see him coming up so short.
G maybe disc down a little too hard there.
I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
McMahon trying to get up and down for par. He's looking at maybe his third bogey in the last 4 holes. Terry, how's Eagle looking right now?
Yeah, like you said, he tried to play that skip flare with the forehand, and it still came up short. So we'll see if he can get his putter on for these last 2 holes.
Wow. Wheels are coming off late here. Heimberg.
Good flare skip. There we go.
Good ground action.
It did. Dug in nicely for Calvin. Keeping it within the realm of possibilities for par.
All right, now Burr on 18.
Birdie here gets to share the lead. This is the play I've been looking for. Finally. Late flex, should run up the hill some and be right there inside circle one. Nicely done. Did you see how casual that swing looked?
Yeah.
That's what I'm expecting to see out of the majority of these guys. Like AB finishing 45, 50 feet left is confusing to me. I know there might be a little bit of headwind on this hole.
I was going to say the headwind, maybe.
Maybe a little, but still, I mean.
Maybe they think they're getting more flip than they're gonna.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
sure. Just a slight miscalculation, but to miss so short is what's confusing.
Yeah, a long birdie look for Macbeth. Ooh, flashing chains.
Almost some last hole heroics for Macbeth.
That might have got some legs too.
It possibly did.
It's coming in on a little bit of a hyzer. Gibson has
too happy about it.
Yeah, Gibson has a birdie look on 17. Circle 2.
45-foot jumper maybe coming here from Drew Gibson. He's in that pose like he wants to be froggy and hop.
That's a tough one.
Not enough height. One more opportunity, Drew Gibson. Still can salvage your day.
Simon with a birdie putt to get within one of the lead.
How about that? Simon is up. Spinner home.
Oh,
that's one of the best looking putts he's had all day.
Agreed.
Right on the pole, right on the tape.
It's been an eventful round, hasn't it, Philo?
It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Man. All kinds of things happening out here opening round. 24th edition of the Las Vegas Challenge. Used to be the Gentlemen's Club. Rebranded. The club took over and been doing a fine job of hosting this event. Nicely done.
Gibson in, along with Eagle. This is a bogey, though, and 3 of the last 4 going the wrong way for McMahon. Sliding down to 3 under on the day. Rolling back a Zuka replay of this Lizotte birdie make.
$1 million. $2 million.
So good. Ahead on 18, Burr putting for a share of the lead and a spot on that lead card tomorrow.
Barely crept inside circle one. I thought he had a little more go on it than that.
Yeah, me too. I thought it did kind of trickle back down the hill as it knurled.
Oh, you don't want to airmail on the right side here.
No airmail.
Got to sit. Oh, no. You hear all the groans. That's usually not a good sign.
Out of bounds.
Red flag. That's brutal.
Dang.
How many of those putts has he had today? If it weren't for the baskets just regurgitating his solid putts, he'd probably be at 10 already. Possibly 11. Things are tight atop the leaderboard. Not surprisingly at all. Kind of expect that out here in Vegas for the,
that
at the
first
Wildhorse.
day.
Just in general, this course has always had like a big, bunch of clusters and clumps of numbers. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 dudes all at the same number, and just a couple of strokes separating yourself from the field. It's really hard to run away with this tournament.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
No, it's just too many birdies available.
Yep. Lizotte. T of 18. I guess Eagle got to flex on him a little while ago with that tilt shot. Remember that one? Coming down 18, throwing the upside down tilt.
I do recall.
That's about the only runaway I can think of.
Simon Lizotte climbs the hill nicely. That should be well within circle one.
Heimberg.
Calvin could really use a birdie right about now. Finish his round off on a strong note.
Going to that Heimberg Eagle. Go grab one of those and support Calvin.
Get that late fade. Here we go. Run up the hill some. There we go. That's nice. Right at the edge of circle one. Pin high.
Chance to get to 3 on the day with a make there. Gibson. birdie here, and he gets to 5 under on the day.
It looks relatively calm out there at the moment, Ian.
It really looks like it's slowing down, yeah.
And Drew Gibson blasted all the way through the back into the cart barn.
You can touch it.
Wow. Wow.
It
See,
looked
that's
like
the kind of thing I'm expecting to see
Yeah.
out of some of these guys with the
Yeah.
big arms. You know, like, all right, you got enough speed. You should be able to get up there no problem.
It looked like you really threw that one hard.
Eagle disking down to mid-range. Saw Drew Gibson smoke it out the back.
How did Eagle come in there, Terry?
He came in on the green. It actually skipped up over the green and then just slid into safety. So he's about 2 meters in from the green, and now he's sitting with about a 13-meter putt, try and close out with a birdie.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Terry. In the clubhouse, we have Anthony Barella. Sing it on down to you, Matt.
One of our co-leaders in the clubhouse with an 8 under. Anthony, you got off to a little bit of a slow start out there, 1 over after a couple holes, but really turned it around. Tell us how you together out there.
Yeah, I just had a missed release on hole 2, threw it straight out of bounds. Pretty not a usual shot for me, but just stuck to the game plan and executed the back 9, and then the holes after that.
You said you executed the game plan. Tell us about the game plan.
Not trying to be too aggressive, but if there's a tailwind, I can throw some big shots, and then just playing the.
Now, this is the first big event of the season. You're off to a great start. How important to you is it to get your game off to a good start?
Yeah, definitely important just to keep myself in the mix, but still got 3 more rounds, so I'm ready to go.
Former junior world champion, former amateur world champion. How hungry are you for a big win at this elite pro level?
Very hungry. I want to win this very badly, so I'm going to try my hardest.
You've been in a winning position at the elite level a number of times at this point. What have you learned from those experiences that you can apply to the rest of the week?
Just keep confidence and stay present for every single shot. In the past, I've given up after shanks, but I don't really do that anymore, so.
Awesome. Well, it's great to see you playing excellent golf out there, Anthony. Good luck the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Thank you, AB and Matt. But no thank you basket. What was that?
That was disrespectful is what that was. Drew Gibson tried to finish on a highlight with a putt. Basket said, no, 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 not today. Just wagging a finger in his face.
Eagle with a lucky flag hit, or that might have gone on.
That was definitely going somewhere bad.
Heimberg to finish with a 2.
Albert had a way to finish with a birdie. No, don't run. Don't run.
Okay.
All right. Still a little bit of work for Simon there. Not quite a tap in.
I believe if he makes this, we'll see him on lead card tomorrow.
How cool would that be?
Yeah. First round with a new sponsor on lead card.
And
there he
Simon
is.
sends it home. Solid performance round 1 for Mr. Lizotte. Be seeing him tomorrow afternoon. Lead card action.
Simon's got one of those low Euro numbers.
Yes, he does.
I think he's like 8,000 something. McMahon. He was 3 down through
3-4 holes. No, he was 3
down
for
through
3 because he went par, eagle, birdie. Right?
Yeah.
He parred
Yeah.
hole 1, then he went eagle on 2 with the awesome putt from down on a knee. Then he came back, got 3 under the bucket, and then from there it was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, 3 bogeys, 3 birdies after that incredible start. And Drew Gibson getting 0 love.
Did a little dance on the rim and everything. Just wow. That was brutal. That was brutal.
That's one of the ones you can't blame him for running those ones in. That looked perfect.
I mean, that was a courageous putt because, again, if he misses that where that basket's situated up on that hill, he misses the whole chain, the assembly. It's gone, man. That thing's going to catch an edge, roll. Who knows where it could go, possibly knurl onto the green OB. So brave run from Drew Gibson. Not to be, though, unfortunately, defending champion. Showing some moxie out there. Things started off kind of rocky for Drew, but he came on strong in the middle and showed these guys he's ready to do some battle this weekend.
It's going to be fun to watch. Got
It is
3
gonna be
more
watched,
rounds
yeah.
on these awesome tracks. Going to be a treat. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have Simon Lazat for you. Catch you there.
Check out the whole lineup at clashdisc.com.
The inspiration of creating a new disc line for Dynamic Disc was to actually step up the quality even more.
It's kind of unique, actually. I can definitely feel my first instinct is like, wow, that's something like I've never felt before.
Air Spectrum is Prodigy's new line of premium lightweight discs in the mid-range, fairway, and distance driver models. You can now get beautiful bursts of color no matter your preferred weight. Bag one today at prodigydisc.com.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
The Wombat 3 pretty much goes right where you want to throw it. One of the most difficult shots to throw in disc golf is a perfectly straight shot, and the Wombat 3 does that really, really well.
This looks perfect. Off the basket.
Welcome back. What a day in Vegas. Simon's first sanctioned round with new plastic. Not bad, Philo.
Not bad. Better than most, man. He's better than most with stuff they've been throwing their whole lives. Simon's just one of the top tier talents this sport has ever seen. So fun to watch, just so creative. True magician of the plastic. He just really knows how to work the stuff. Yeah, just all around gifted as a human being, but when it comes to disc golf specifically, yeah, there's pretty much nothing he can't do.
You ever play a game of pool with him? Don't.
I mean, I've been around, but I just watch, man.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting on the table with that guy.
He is a shark. We have Simon Lazat in the clubhouse. Gonna send it on down.
And joining us now is Simon Lazat. Simon shot a 7 under. You had 8 birdies out there. How did the round feel to you?
Pretty good overall. 7 under was exactly my goal actually going into the round because I knew that was going to be very solid. So I can't really complain. My bogey on 10 was basically the only real mishap. On the par 5, I had a really bad tee shot. I was scrambling there for par, but other than that, it was really solid. Yeah, just feel like I was kind of cruising. nerves went away after the first 2 holes, and from there it was just fun, learning new discs and playing with the wind and making the putts I had to make until last hole 18. I wish I would have made that one, but I guess I got a bit lucky that it didn't roll away and cost me my second bogey of the round. But
Well,
overall, no, fun start.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it a little bit in the press conference yesterday. You haven't had a ton of experience in the wind, not winds of this nature. What did you feel like you really learned? You said you were learning new discs. What did you learn about your discs out there today?
Yeah, I learned that they're good discs, basically. Yesterday I had a great practice round with really more wind than we had today. I think we got very lucky to have late tee times today because we definitely had better conditions than the earlier rounds. But that's unfortunately how the game goes sometimes. Yesterday I learned a lot in my practice round with the wind and snow. So that was a really important practice round to do, even though it's not always the funnest to practice in 25, 30 mile an hour winds. But for today it was definitely key.
And then maybe speak to having the arms that you had on your card, because clearly you had some 3 of the biggest throwers joining you on the card. Is there anything that you were taking note of, knowing where your skill level is and how it compares to them?
Yeah, well, I'm actually stepping up my distance driver game right now with 14.5 speed, so I'm throwing very controlled and I think probably like 5 to 10 miles an hour slower than the 3 other guys on my card, but still hanging in there. They go about the same distance. Eagle was throwing some 600-foot hyzers, but I probably can't do that anymore right now unless I really want to, but I don't have to right now. So it was a very fun card.
And it felt like there was a couple times I'm standing at the 500-foot marker and you guys are blasting past it like it's no big deal.
It's the new standard.
Apparently it was. And now everyone seems like they had, except for you, had a little bit of up and down.
Yeah.
What were you noting within the card? I mean, Eagle's such a blazing start, and then he really cooled off, and so on and so forth. Did you notice that with your card mates?
I mean, on these courses, it feels every green is like treacherous, and you need to get a bit lucky. If you just chain out or hit the cage, it might roll away to 60 feet. It's just kind of like a gamble there, and I was not getting any bad breaks. Really, my only mistake that I had was punished, and it was rightfully punished. And I don't know, I really didn't pay too much attention. I was just watching, and sometimes I was a bit surprised. But, it's first round of the year, so I guess a little bit of inconsistencies is to be expected.
All right, well, then I'm going to challenge you just on the one par 5 that we saw. You got a little hairy. Things got a little bit. Walk us through what was going on over there.
I think my mistake was to try too hard off the tee. Drew threw not a great shot, but he threw it really hard, and I kind of wanted to match that for some stupid reason. Sometimes the kid in me still comes out, even though I'm 30 now. I should be a grown up and just play my game. But I noticed I tried too hard. My elbow actually, after last week I threw too many shots, way too hard shots as well. So my elbow has been slightly bothering me, and I need to be really disciplined to really only throw this 80-90% controlled power, which should be enough. But sometimes if you just have this wide open fairway, you just got to go for one, and that just slightly stuck on my hand and shanked it over to the right. I haven't done that in a while. It was fun.
And ultimately, you had to throw one practically that went over a house at one point so that you could get up and down and save the par. Sounds like you actually let your ego, join you just for a moment there when you were trying to keep up with Drew. Tomorrow, you're going to be on the bottom of the lead card. You will be there at the 7 under, perfect position. Anything you want to say to everyone out there that was watching this first round of the year?
No, really cool. I mean, it's 45 degrees and extremely windy. We had some snow yesterday. It looks like Saturday might be a miserable day out here. But thanks everyone for watching and battling the elements with us. And hopefully we can still put on a fun show to watch, even at home. Oh, sorry.
I'm sure you will. All right, everyone, that's Simon Lizotte. He's going to be on the lead card. We'll see him tomorrow afternoon. Back to you guys in the booth.
Good night.
Thank you, Simon and Terry. Let's check out this shot. Over the house, Philo.
Moonshot, dude. There's not too many guys that are even going to be looking over there.
I didn't think there was a chance this could get back in, and had room to spare.
Oh, he was way inside. So he took it up 45 plus feet over the trees, over the house, and had to carry the trees 170, 80 feet down the fairway. It's just only Simon's going to do stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we love him, right?
Disc golf's better when Simon's around.
Yeah, man. The showman is in the house, making it look good.
What was your biggest takeaway on the day, Philo?
Biggest takeaway on the day is that it's still anybody's game. That's a lot of fun when
I
things
like
are
that,
tight out here at Vegas, man. Nobody really showed up and put the smack down on the course and said, this is my tournament, come and get me. They're all just kind of battling it out this early in the race. A lot of horses up near the top, a lot of guys not too far away. They're just a few strokes off of being on pace, and any moment those guys could snap off and shoot a low round. Tomorrow is going to be a really good day. People have got to score tomorrow.
Let's see, what do you expect on the Innova track tomorrow?
12's minimum, man. You got to go double digits tomorrow. That course has so many birdies. It's the fairer of the two courses as far as scoring is concerned. I think the Millennium course offers a bit more diversity and a bit more potential for some big numbers to come up. I think the Innova course is so straightforward. There's really only a couple of holes I can think on, like maybe 13, the one that's got the Paul Macbeth ace from a few years ago.
Right.
They tightened that hole up so much. It's just a real skinny sliver of a fairway now, and you got a big hazard bunker right in front. So you might see some guys make some pars, some bogeys here and there, but it's not going to be like double bogeys, triple bogeys, mad rollaways. Most of the baskets aren't situated on these little moguls and perches and stuff like that. So I think the guys are going to have a fair job or a fair time, you know, managing tomorrow's round, and they all know what to expect on the end of a course. It's all right there in front of them.
That's one they've been playing twice a year, every year for
every
a while,
year,
right?
yeah. Usually it's been, 1-1-1, and then come back and do the end of a course for the second time. But this year they're playing each of the courses twice, so there's less work to do. They didn't have to go to the Infinite course, which does offer a lot of birdies. That's usually the round where most guys, including myself, can get off to a super hot start in the past and just run that course down and shoot 14, 15, no problem. It's very remedial for us guys at the top tier, but the Innova course is definitely a little bit softer than the Millennium, so I expect to see some much lower numbers, and hopefully the weather cooperates for tomorrow and it gives the guys at least one nice day. That's my feel.
I like it, man. It is my favorite time of the day. OTB shot of the day. Let's fire that thing off. Do you know what it is?
Of course, man. If it's not Eagles Eagle, then what are we watching,
All right.
man? I mean, that has to be the shot of the day. Did you see something cooler?
No, but I can never remember the shots.
Let's find out.
At this point in the day, my brain is mush. Yeah, buddy.
As expected.
Yeah, buddy.
Eagle for eagle, letting it fly off the tee at 2. Big bada boom, baby. Way up on top of the shelf. Gets down on a knee, straddle that thing out, and send it home. Wasted no time. He got comfortable, knew what he wanted, saw the line, and it doesn't get much sweeter than this.
Damn.
That's right. I'm with you, Eagle. Well done, buddy.
That was awesome. Here are your broadcast times for tomorrow. The women will be teeing off at 9. Well, the show will start at 9, and the guys at 1:30 again.
Bring it on back, everybody. It's going to be an exciting show. Plenty of good golfers right there in the mix. All your favorites and some newcomers not too far behind, so bring it on in.
Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.